The following is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
One, two, three, Rain, talk to me. We're gonna hit a beat and talk about my Eve. Everybody don't know what I say.
God.
I'm gonna do a beat.
Make it
Why,
stop.
Rain?
It's
Why?
time to stop.
Why did you do this?
There you go.
Rock, paper, scissors, right? We don't want Eve to be as simple as shut the fuck up, Seto!
Floods of like memes, and these small gangers are like, "We're the elite of the elite. Do not fuck with us. We will kill you. We are the best players ever." It's like, dude, I did your shit. I did it better than you did, and it's like, yeah.
You know what this conversation is like? When I say not enough supers die in Delph, and people tell me, "Oh, look, there's a super died in Delph." So it's like when
What
I'm
are
talking
we
about the balance
talking
issue.
about? We were talking about fucking balance, not supers
Yeah.
dying in Delph.
Look,
Why does
look.
everything with you have to be about supers fucking dying in
Shut
Delph?
up! Shut up!
Christ.
It's an analogy, moron. It's an analogy. Okay?
You guys stop arguing. You act like a fucking married couple. Jesus Christ.
No, don't stop arguing.
It's an
Well, it is
analogy.
trash talk
Man,
Tuesday.
I was like,
For like an ESI that pulls our character models from Eve and puts them into the show.
Well, Jeremy, since you're talking while
Wait,
I'm
where's my
supposed to be...
portrait?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I need to get your portrait on there, and I'm gonna do that right now.
That's not Kenneth Feld either.
Portrait.
I know! I know
Wait,
it's not
Red Light,
Ted
can you
Feld.
just have one of like my terrible drawings of Rain on there?
Yeah,
No,
do
it's
that.
fine. I'm
Oh,
gonna get
come
a real
on.
one. I'm gonna get a real one right now. It's fine.
Oh,
Look,
fine.
the portraits are messed up. Everything is terrible. The show sucks. I don't know why you watch it. But welcome to Trash Talk Tuesday. Jeremy's gonna give us an intro since he was the first one talking. Even though he knows the rules that I talk during the intro and nobody else does. So Jeremy, why don't you go ahead and introduce everybody tonight?
Welcome to this episode of Red Line Lies. I'm your host, Jeremy Nadari. Tonight, Titans killed in Delve. Who's paying for every inch? SOTIYOS and anchoring? Is your money going to waste? CCP throwing more money into the garbage and players along with it? More tonight at 8. But next, on to you, Redline.
Well, he's way better at it than
That
you.
was
Oh my
good.
God.
That was
good.
clutch as fuck, dude. Yeah, that was good.
That was fantastic.
I'm actually really impressed. Like,
I like how he
Ah.
kept getting lost, but then he found his way right back.
I
It
just
was-
I just need you to keep hosting the show for now, like if that's cool with you.
You need to rethink your life.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, so we're all here. We've got Rain joining us tonight, Loki, Dom, Philly, the regular dudes and dudettes. And then we're also joined by Persistence, who to this day and to every other day will not have a portrait. Jeremy.
Hi, everyone.
We've also got Riker, Rich, Mal,
Sup?
and Sager. Put a baby in me. Anyways.
I will.
So,
I didn't put a
Stay tuned.
So I guess tonight on Trash Talk Tuesday, we've got some pretty interesting topics to talk about. As it turns out, there are some strange things happening down south, to where somebody decided that rather than making somebody pay for, every inch of space, that they just kind of give it away for free. What do you guys think about this?
You have to buy it when you buy the fire sales. I mean, you're buying it then. So you are
Nice.
paying.
It reminds me of a girl I used to see.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Was she like I don't really want to say it, but
She's a very
how-
nice lady.
Okay, fair. So this
Just
past
say, how do you make a fucking female analogy about the goons and not be an insult?
Yeah, okay. So this past 3 days, or 2 days, 3 days, we've taken 2 entire constellations in Delve, mind you. Delve, like full on Delve, right?
Not
fake
proper Delve.
not anything else, but 2 whole constellations. And the last time I saw goons, they were tethered on a Fortizar. So who's been out there fighting for these iHubs? Can you confirm for me that there's just no fight at all? Like, is that correct?
Yeah.
Or am I full of shit?
So kind of. I feel like Ryland's always full of shit, but in this case he's not. Yesterday I cloaked up in my Drake, just sat there for 10 minutes, uncloaked, decided to entoast his whatever the fuck they're called, and I just did my homework. Very nice. Easy. Yeah.
And no contest?
No
Right?
contest.
Okay.
I think there was I think there was a what
Like
was it?
today.
Like there's a sack fleet that tried to fight us, but then they just tethered it up on the Keep Star.
No, we jumped gates.
Are you talking about this
walked
morning?
off, and then set it up.
Oh, I was talking about yesterday. When we took, there was like 2 constellations we took.
Yeah,
I
there
think
was
it's
no
just
sack
one.
fleet there. It was just mutant fleets.
Okay.
No, I was in sack fleet today.
No, I was talking about yesterday.
Yeah, we murdered some sack fleets today, but when we took constellations, it was mutant fleets.
We fought for about 3 minutes.
Yeah, well, how
Then
do
we
I
ran
put
away.
this? It came, we came quick and blew our load in your face, right? Like,
Absolutely. It was beautiful.
God.
I got
this
away.
entire-
So that's all I can.
I feel like the entire analogy of this war so far is you guys just making tiny dick jokes and like terrible performance.
No,
jokes.
there was the Anaconda coalition, which is kind of like the
Isn't
opposite of a tiny dick.
Sorry, Rain, isn't that like just typical male mentality in Eve?
I think
Yeah.
so. Where
Yes,
they're like,
we all
"Oh,
have
we'll
small
make them pay
penises.
for every inch," but to dudes, they're like, "Oh, it's 7.5," and really, it's like 4 to 6. And
Yeah,
then they're
it's-
like, "Oh yeah, that was over quick," like trying to brag, like that's something cool.
It's
very
I don't know.
I feel emasculated.
It's very
Rain, for the
Let's
record,
destroy it.
Rain, no. For the record, Rain, I've been trying to go slow and sensual the whole time. Just everybody wants to rush. That's
Billy,
been all.
it sounds like you need
We're doing
more
some kinky
foreplay in
shit
your life.
here.
No, you need more foreplay because it sounds like you're just bringing all the heat right at once. And
Ladies and gentlemen,
Rain, my
this-
whole strategy is called like the strangle strategy. I'm trying to get kinky in
It's-
here,
it's,
like.
Do you know how to
Listen,
choke
Billy, it
properly?
seems
Ladies
like
and
you're
gentlemen,
pushing
this
CBT.
performance is rated for mature audiences only. Please.
Was
raise your
Fountain
hand.
not?
Billy, if you're pushing rope, get a Cialis, get a Viagra, get whatever, because like from what you just described, you are pushing rope, and we don't like that.
I don't understand.
Who's we?
Was Fountain not foreplay enough? Was there no foreplay in all of Fountain and the entire region? There was no pleasure there.
I would just thought like Billy was gonna say, "Guess what? It is 7." And I was like, "Oh my god!"
So
I really thought that's what he
Just
was
so
gonna
you
do.
know, my
special
safe
announcement.
word
It
is
only
trim.
took 8 minutes for me to lose control of Trash Talk Tuesday this week.
Thank
You
fuck
had-
you
New
were-
record.
Speed
New
run.
fucking record.
You lost control in the intro, Redline. I had
Yeah,
to do
come
it.
on.
That is fair. That is pretty fair.
No,
Actually.
you lost
Fuck you.
control when you created the show.
Yeah, I think that's.
I will
probably
say,
true.
I just had to. While those two were fighting, I had to remove an eyelash from my eye, and that has given me more of a fight than any Goon Swarm member.
Jesus.
I killed 2 ships today.
Fair. I really like Manic Velocity's comment. I want you to park that Big Mac truck right in this little garage. Swipe that nose like a car.
I want you to park the Big Mac truck.
Guys, we're gonna
Are
get
you
banned off
gonna
of Twitch for
finish
this.
that Big Mac?
Lowe's in this house, you know.
You know what we're gonna finish? Is Delve. And we should talk about that.
We
Finish
are
in
kind
30
of talking
seconds.
about it. So as far as pace is concerned, are we winning fast enough now? Like, are we just kind of on the same steamroll as we were in like Quirius and Fountain? Because like right now, it feels exactly like it did in Quirius, to where I don't even know what to log in for anymore because there's just a standing fleet that's killing everything.
Yep.
And then there's
I-
like iHub fights, and it's like, what do I even log
No.
in to do?
Okay, now let me delve into my memory here.
Oh,
I
God.
He said
remember-
delve. He said delve. Funny word.
Okay,
Trigger word.
during the Fountain campaign, people were speculating how long would it be until Pappy reached 1DQ. And now that we're ever closer to 1DQ, do you think we will reach 1DQ by Christmas?
I can reach 1DQ right now in my Rourke roll from 8QT, let me tell you.
Do it.
Depends what you mean
Hold off
by
now.
reach, Rich.
Then
Let
what are
me
you
tell
doing?
you.
well,
Yeah, what do
begin
you mean by
sieging
reach?
1DQ by Christmas.
It depends what you mean by begin sieging.
Maybe
Or
the first
guys,
Keepstar falls in
Or
1DQ.
are you planning to be home by Christmas? Get this work done before Christmas.
Yeah,
I would say the first Keepstar will probably not be dead by Christmas.
that's a lot of
But
timers
it would
to
not.
go through.
It would not surprise me if the IHIB was dead within a month, though. So it's a very different context for those different kind of targets.
Well,
Well,
we'll look at
listen,
this
as-
with great enthusiasm, and hopefully it doesn't end up like Douglas MacArthur's plan.
What was Douglas MacArthur's plan?
Tell us about that.
we-
I'm curious as to what that is.
Oh, it was the Korean War. He
Guys,
said,
let's
"Oh,
try
we'll be
and pacify the
back home by
situation.
Christmas," and then he got hit by a massive offensive, and that's how he lost control of the
But didn't
war.
Douglas
Anyway,
MacArthur
we'll
have
move on to
several majorly successful plans also? It's not like
no. He decided to almost try and nuke China.
I mean, I wasn't.
So no, it wasn't very successful.
This is an INN. Enough with the World War II strategies.
But
or
anyway,
analogies.
let's move on.
He's actually talking about Korean War, but yeah.
All right, I need one more person for a portrait. Who's it gonna be?
Me.
No,
Anybody's
Fuck.
butt persistence, I think.
I think we'll do them.
Is that what my arms look like?
You can show my sexy portrait up there.
I haven't seen my character's arms since 2016. I don't remember what they look like.
Redline, you should give me a
Terrible
portrait.
fashion right there.
I did a lot of work to make.
Wow.
Hey,
okay,
Redman, can
then.
I get a portrait?
No,
Talking that's super
Okay.
quiet.
it's Julian. Actually, he's really quiet. I'm pretty sure.
That's because I have to switch my microphone around and it always resets to the lowest setting. Hold on a second.
Jeremy's surname is way too long for me to put on the screen.
And no one can ever pronounce it, so it's like real life, honestly.
Billy, is there still mass evac of Imperium, refugees into your Keepstar?
I wouldn't say there's ever been mass evac, but there's
But,
definitely a continuing stream of people evacing. We had a couple more this morning. I know I got 3 hells out of 1DQ today. Like, stuff's still progressing bit by bit.
Are you getting them at a profitable price in the fire sale?
Honestly, the price wasn't even that good. I just
better?
well, I mean, anytime I'll be honest, the one thing we didn't like fully stock or cash up on was hells because I thought we'd be losing rags first. So it's like a whole lot of rags and like not a ton of super carriers. So I was like, and then the first thing I end up having to reimburse obviously is like 3 hells from the FWST battle. So I'm like, I guess I better start stocking up on hells. So, it's just planning for appropriate losses, I guess.
Now, these people that evacuate, how are they processed?
Depends where they're going, honestly.
All right, so I'm searching public contracts. Let's see.
If they're selling the investors, let me know.
I still have that one for you.
Cool.
Can't I pick? Yeah, I can pick a location. 1DQ1.
Everything on public contracts in 1DQ1 is either going to be massively overpriced or basically empty. The only thing you're going to see on 1DQ1 that matters is alliance contracts.
Oh, so I have to log into my spy out then? Lame. Okay, whatever. I was gonna have some fun with that, but I guess we're not going to. Instead, I'm just gonna change these portraits, and we're gonna keep learning more about how the war is going. So, Billy, what's last I knew, the one of the Keepstars and Aquarius was on the table. Is that still the case, or have we shifted gears a little bit? You think?
Well, 49U is ripe and ready to go. Just basically kind of lining it up against constellation timers mostly. We hadn't expected the constellations to fall quite this easily, so we're kind of trying to recalibrate. We thought we would get slowed a little more and it'd fit a little more comfortably in there. So now it's like, well, do we just keep taking constellation every few days, or do we, turn around and go deal with that? So we'll kind of figure it out as we go, I guess.
Okay. Well, I mean, shit. I guess if we're Man, I have to just keep touching on this. So when do you think we are gonna see some sort of like real contest for the space? Do you believe that they don't really care about the space and that instead they're just gonna try to like take the iHubs back and keep us from getting like strat, what is it, strat 3 or strat 4, one of the two?
I honestly don't really know. Like, none of these strategies they've employed really make a ton of sense. And, you know, they've got Elo running around most of these nights because Asher seems to have given up. And basically, it's trying to figure out, like, what their strategy for the night is going to be. And it's not been super consistent. Elo's just trying to farm some kills because he's so outnumbered. But for the most part, it's just, you know, knocking down bowling pins. Every once in a while, we trip and fall and lose a fax or something, or Rorqual in my case. But you know, it's I don't know. We're playing it by ear every night. It's definitely not gone as expected by the least.
I mean, like, all you really can do in that situation most of the time is try to farm kills and not feed. I mean, that'd be massively successful, probably based off of the way that you guys have outnumbered the Imperium. I mean, I know.
Yeah. Well, when the environment is that target rich, right? It's like it's hard to not be able to find some kills.
For sure.
And
Especially
as
if you're
long as
Elo
you,
Knight.
yeah, and as long as you stay mobile and you know, really on your toes kind of thing, you generally will be good at escaping, especially with something as slippery as mutants, right? So, you know, he did pretty good last night. He got us, I think, 2-1 in terms of, you know, ISK killed like 20 to 10 or something like that in terms of ISK valuation. But I mean, that's peanuts, right? So, yeah, I mean, I'll take that trade 100 times, and it wouldn't even like equal the losses, you know, of like 1 or 2 of those keepstar timers. So.
I mean, the only benefit I really see to that is at least some of the guys in that fleet probably had fun, and they probably log in again. But outside of that, yeah.
Well, I don't know, because we cycled our guys halfway through, and Elo didn't cycle his guys until like the very end. So most of his guys were in a 3 or 4 hour fleet, and we cycled our guys through halfway. So you know, it's debatable.
Rough.
But at the end of the fleet, he did send out a ping that told everybody that their morale had improved. So I mean, I think we're on the same page that their morale is definitely sky high, because there's no way that they would have those kind of pings if it wasn't sky high, right?
Yeah.
Why would they? They wouldn't lie.
I definitely wouldn't say that. As somebody who's been invaded multiple times by the goons, there gets to a point in the invasion, and other entities actually too. There gets to a point in the invasion where it's hard to keep your guys' morale together in a meaningful way. And I mean, sometimes, you know, your leadership can push them over that and keep them going. But in a lot of cases, like, I've seen the opposite, like just absolute like degradation basically of like the entire institution of like a corp or an alliance or whatever as well.
How about the rest of the Imperium FCs? I see you've recently killed Pando using Tempest fleet. Really? What was that all about?
So that wasn't me. That was Carmen. He was reinforcing the lone bastion for Desire and Esoteria, and Pando showed up with 100 kickies to try and surprise and assist him. But we'd seen that the other night, so obviously not a surprise this last time. And he fought it out with them, killed him, killed, I don't know, 7 or 8 bill worth of kickies, and you know, I mean, they killed a few TFIs and, you know, a couple Logi, and because TFIs are expensive, the battle report's pretty even, but it was a pretty good little brawl, and, you know, always enjoyable.
Now, one thing that I have noticed is that during the Keepstar fights, everybody from the Imperium was like, "Bah, the ISK war doesn't matter." And now the ISK war matters when it's billions and not trillions. Have you guys noticed that too? Or am I the only
I
one?
don't
Until the
notice
battle,
anything.
until the
You know what? Both sides do that.
there's a magical number, and I don't know.
Win, doesn't matter when you lose.
I don't know what the magical number is, but there is a point where the battle report becomes too high of a number, where you actually have to say, okay, this amount of this loss is actually, actually going to be damaging. You know, you can write off a 30 billion loss, you can write off a 50 billion loss, but writing off a 500 billion loss or a trillion loss, that's... You don't just write that off. I don't know what the magical number is.
You know, honestly, the ISK to me looking at it, if you look at it, is less important than the numbers of ships. When you lose a trillion ISK worth of ships, that's a lot of ships, right? That becomes more of an issue than I think the ISK does. Because I mean, to be honest, not me necessarily, but a lot of people in the Imperium have had a lot of time to make a lot of ISK, and they have. So I think the ISK side of things isn't as well. It shouldn't be as important to us as the number of ships are.
Especially when you're shutting down all those SOTIYOs.
Absolutely.
Oh, we'll get onto that in a moment.
Yeah, we're gonna go there, and
We'll get into that. However,
to make it even more harder
ISK
to make new ships. So I mean, that should be the more concerning than the ISK, I think.
Well, the ship's loss correlates with ISK loss, right? Because it obviously costs money, but
Sure, but you could lose a whole bunch of expensive ships, have a
Oh,
high
yeah.
ISK loss, and lose 4 times that many of less expensive ships to have that ISK loss. The two are different, and they make a difference, when it comes down to the war.
So I guess my big thing is just like, whoa, where'd the Mittani go? Holy fuck, he disappeared.
What'd you do to him?
He's gone. The fuck? I'm sorry, I had a thing for this, but then the Mittani disappeared, and now I don't know where he is. Who? What the fuck?
It's a ghost.
Anyways, I guess my big thing is just like I don't understand why it matters one day and then doesn't matter the next. That's kind of been the whole point of what I've said all throughout the whole
Because
war.
narrative.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Narrative.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, like there's a point in time where you've just gotta face the music, right? You've gotta admit that you're getting anally fisted and say, hey, look, guys, we're getting anally fisted here.
I mean, I don't know about that. I don't know. I mean, yeah, you can say that to your guys. I wouldn't say that on like public fucking television or the internet or any of that shit.
It's a balance, right? Like the problem is, you can tell your guys lies, but for the most part, Eve players are pretty smart people usually. So they'll figure out your so they're gonna figure out your bullshit pretty quick. And if you're open
No,
and
they
upfront with
won't.
people, consistently right from the start, it makes for a much more calculated and effective long-term strategy. I know when we were losing the East, and we had to sacrifice the 4G Keepstar before UALX. I know that was hard on people, but we were just honest about it. Like, we can't take this fight here right now. You just you tell people the truth as much as you can, and hopefully it pays dividends later. Obviously, if you just run a full narrative campaign, it can keep morale up for a little bit, but eventually people will see through that to a degree, and especially when you have to start adjusting on the fly, it's like, these feeding trillions into these keepstars is worth it every time. Ha ha ha, they will never anchor keepstar in Delve. And then people start feeling the repercussions of it, and then that's when it really starts to have those bigger, more impactful negative effects.
I would agree. Propaganda and spin have their place, but when it's time the good leaders are the ones who can recognize the time when it's time to tell the truth. And
I think
that makes or breaks. That's one of the things you got to be able to do.
I mean, that reminds me of like when the Goons Glass tribute, like pretty much the communication from like Killa and Vince and all of the NC Dot leadership peoples were basically like, we're not even going to try to fight this. This is what's going to happen. This is what we're trying to do. This is the content that you can expect, and then this is essentially that's our plan. And then more details will come later, basically. Which honestly, I appreciated.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that was like, look, guys, we're going to fight for every inch. We're going to lose eventually, but we're going to make it as hard as possible. We're going to make it so annoying for them to do anything in our home region because that's who we are, and rise up and fight the interlopers.
But that can be a good strategy too, right? Like we can fight for every inch strategy, but you do have to filter that with proper reality. It'd be the way I
Well, yeah,
would
and
put
you
it.
actually have to fight, though. You actually have to, like, on one of the episodes of the meta show, the Matani said something about it being put up or shut up time. And he was using that as, saying that it was time for us to come in and actually fight and do what they wanted and give them hell, basically, because they were ready. And now it seems like we can kind of use the same analogy for everybody in the Imperium except for Elo. Like,
Well,
I've
so
even seen
There's a
Blurkus
lot of
fleeting.
there's a
one
lot
of
of
the things,
line members in the Imperium that are fighting hard.
yeah, like
they're-
I've been on a few fleets, and I've seen a bunch of Imperium members going and fighting. So it's not that I don't think it's really that they're not fighting; it's that they're fighting and they're losing.
Well, and it's not the Imperium members. I think the members of the Imperium, they love the fight. And they love to be able to, like, I don't think that they mind fighting outnumbered. I don't think that they mind losing, but it's the reactions, that's the response to the loss that I think is the most detrimental to, like, the Imperium in general. Like, you're not winning. Anybody who looks at anything can see that you're not winning. There's no sense in saying, hey, we're winning, when it's very obvious that you're not. And members should be able to see that. And there are, I think, some corporations that can see that writing on the wall, and by proxy, some members. But I mean, it's just sad to see it go that way.
I mean, here's the thing that Imperium has to do really good at force multiplier and kind of guerrilla warfare almost tactics if they want to hold on to Delve at all. Because they know that they have less numbers, less bodies overall than Pappy. So they're going to have to rethink everything, rethink doctrines. And I think that they're just trying to stall for time to get those skills, get those doctrines, and get all that set up to where that they can start doing asymmetrical warfare against us.
I mean, what kind of doctrines do you think that they're trying to set up that they don't already have the skills for?
I mean, I really don't know, honestly. Like, that's just that's my only thought is some kind of like, maybe they're trying to get everyone in like a tornado fleet or something, like one of those like higher skill ones where you have to like do multiple things at once rather than just hit F1 and click your modules occasionally.
You mean like a line and warp, and then a line off again?
Yeah, you'd be really surprised.
I know.
About
I've run those before, but I ran them with really like decent pilots mostly. But I've seen them
Yeah.
go a little bit fucking wonky. So
I mean, even just with like a Jackdaw fleet, right? I lost 3 Jackdaws yesterday because people weren't aligned out. We bounced off the enemy keep star. No one died except the people who weren't listening to me, but I digress.
I like that shower thought. Cyberpunk 2077 was delayed because the devs want Delve to fall. Classic devs.
Well, someone commented that the morale is down because people are wondering where the FCs are. What happened to the FCs that the Imperium recently absorbed, like Blurkus, for example? Is he performing
he's leading
well?
Goon fleets now instead of Init fleets, I believe. So I think they've merged because they know that Init can't put out the same numbers in USTZ, so rather than just put up with that, they're combining their fleets now. Like, everybody from Init's just joining Blurkus, and then they're pinging the Imperium as well, which makes sense. Like, that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. But I don't know where everybody else is. Everybody's kind of just like gone, which is weird.
Well, with these recent changes, can we expect the next fight to be a lot more bloodier?
Which
The
change
changes,
specifically?
the super changes, of course. Drones deal more damage and apply less to sub capitals. So for those who drop capitals on small gangs, suck it. Anyway, but can we expect a bloodier brawl?
How come you always gotta pull it back to the small
Look,
gang?
you made someone leave when talking about a fucking small gang. Jesus Christ, it's that boring.
No,
Are you kidding? Vinny, small gangs.
Supers and Delve.
Huh? No.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't think it will, because here's the thing. Because we don't typically, when we drop carriers regularly, it's because the Sino Jammers are going down, and we have the carriers put fighters in the Sino Jammers, and then we have the subcaps cover them, right? So I don't really see in any other situation where just because of these changes it would be more bloody, because we both have our staging in a reasonable distance away. I mean, I don't see the changes coming to play in this war. The pieces aren't there.
That and Goons haven't dropped their supers yet.
Well, they
And
dropped.
they
I mean,
they won't. Either.
yeah, it's damage control mode. They've hit Goonswarm has hit their ADCs in terms of capitals essentially. Not gonna. We're gonna minimize
Which
loss.
I mean, that makes total sense. Like them holding off their supers, like that makes sense.
Does it?
I mean, like, they intentionally fed more than I think any other alliance in the history of the game has intentionally fed. Just gonna say, like, it's as shocking
Well,
as
not
it fucking
everything they
is.
do makes sense.
I mean, like, most alliances will feed because, like, they're fighting and they're just, getting outnumbered, they're bad or something like that. But, like, when you're literally calling to whelp ratting ships because you can't have that thing anchoring, which I mean, I totally understand, by the way. I'm just saying, like, they've hemorrhaged more ISK, I think, at once than probably most alliances in the history of EVE. So at some point, you're through the feeding stage, and now you're into the conservation stage because you kind of have to be.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about all that. It's something where it's like I've been saying this whole time. It's that I don't think there's gonna be a giant super fight. So like everything that everybody's been promised, I don't think we're gonna see it, because if the recent weeks are any indicator, there's just not anything in the gas to do that. Like they're
You also can't
tired.
expect
They're
one side
tired.
to launch a shit ton of their caps when they're outnumbered 2-1. You're gonna have to look for the best bang for their buck, when you're outnumbered like that, and it's gonna be hard. I think you're right. You're not gonna see that super battle because it's going to be hard to find it.
But that's
Where
the thing though, is that
advantageous,
your bang for the buck is like
if push comes to
according.
shove, it'll happen.
I don't think push is gonna come to shove to that point where it's actually gonna be
gonna have to fucking do
super
something.
Titans on Titans and all that shit.
You're trying to get out and you catch them. I don't know.
Jaliant, I believe a small, decent portion of Goonswarm money has been spent
The other problem-
decorating 1DQ with multiple keep stars. I believe Villy said that a few weeks ago on another show, and he compared it to himself, where he said he doesn't need the vanity of multiple keep stars, and he spent all of his money on replenishing his super collection.
I mean, to be fair, those keep stars are the ones that came from Cloud Rings, so that it was already spent. It was already a keep star. So they didn't like spend more money on keep stars or anything.
Cool. Awkward silence. I like
It's
it.
not an awkward silence. It's a thinking silence. I'm trying to think, and I don't know what to say, because like on the one hand, I want to continue to talk about like what's happening, but anybody with eyes can see what's happening, and I'm really just holding out that eventually the people of Goons will like finally realize that shit is just not going the way that they're thinking it's going to, and that it's going to continue to not go the way that they want it to. Like that's just how this is gonna happen.
I think.
I don't want you to surrender though. I just want you to admit that you're fighting a losing battle. Like I want you to fight for it for the content, but I want you. I don't want anybody to surrender.
You're not gonna.
I don't think there are conditions to surrender. This is a
Yeah.
This war has an unconditional surrender. There's no conditions of which somebody can surrender.
I mean,
is like you expect them to. Oh, you're right. We're losing. We give up. Don't fight us anymore. That's not going to happen.
No, I don't want anybody to throw in the towel. I just want to be able to go one day without hearing about how hard Goons are winning a fight that they're losing.
Perhaps you need to change your news sources.
I don't have any
Clean out
news
the ears.
sources. I watch the Meta Show on Saturdays like a good little goon, and I believe everything the Matani says.
Oh, he's fucking trolling. He's lying little shit breaking my balls here. All right, we're gonna have enough.
What? What's enough?
In other news, gentlemen, for those who are crabbing in Imperium space, ever shrinking space.
Oh boy.
Okay, go for it. It's time.
We've got some ESS changes. Now you cannot crab in the same system over and over again in perfect safety and expect the same amount of money. You're going to have to experience fights, violence, and also to spread your crabbing into other more empty and remote systems if you want to earn optimum amounts of wealth. This is the first change, and one of the first steps, in combating botting by CCP.
All I have to say about that is I'm too busy laughing at W space. Suck it, K space.
Unfortunately,
this was scripted.
W
Clustering of like 200 alliances sitting in one like celestial or not
Excuse
celestial.
me, I believe it. CCP literally stated it was, part of an initiative to
botting.
stop.
How's it combat botting? Lots don't matter. You just doesn't matter how much the time per hour is. You just set them out there. Botting doesn't.
Listen,
it doesn't
the
affect it.
botters will adapt and figure out a way to combat this.
It's literally to combat
Unfortunately, you are
everyone in
right.
the box sitting in one constellation to like just ratting forever and being like, "Oh no, someone attacked me! Super, jump in!" or whatever. It's forcing people to stick out.
Someone said
the
wormhole
unfortunate thing
space.
is, you're right.
That doesn't exist. Wormhole space is a godforsaken wasteland with the new ore changes. I would never live there.
Well, I'll
How
tell you
about
what.
this? As someone that bought a Rourke within the past 3 weeks, yes, I agree, but I still like it because it's an extra nice little pad in my wallet there. W space is great because the fact that some wormholes can have multiple statics. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go crab it at C5. Okay, that's done. Let's roll it again. Oh, look, there's people crabbing there. Boom, easy content and everything. Whereas in K-Space, Nullsec, you're just like her to her. Well, I got 2 people down over here. They don't know, or they know we're here. Whereas Wormhole Space, have fun. Do this. This is great.
Well, I'll tell you what. I will quote what Boulder Kilganon, the CEO of Dreadit, told me on the day I left test, and he said, "Don't go into wormholes. It's smooth-brained." And to this day, my brain has never been smoother. Moving on from this, the ESS changes. The ESS changes will most certainly mess with people who, flee from the sites, and now people who. Come on, now we can go raid the fucking ESSs in our afterburner ships, in our brawling setups, and we can start robbing it like the Payday Gang.
So what's going to happen here is, right? Can Dreads take the activation gate?
There's no activation gate for an ESS.
Yes, it is. The new ESS, it's behind an activation gate, I thought, and you got warped like.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah, baby. Your destroyers and frigates can't go in unless you cheese it with a battleship. But yes, I'm not too sure if Dreads can get in. I am.
Because I was about to say,
sure.
the easy solution to anyone stealing your stuff is warp a hard dread in with some tackle.
If you can't put a horde dread in, let's see how things go. What's
gonna be is lay rich wormholers who think they're elite PvPers because their ships go fast, stealing from like New Bros and Vexors with 20 million ships, with 20 mil ISK ships.
Hey,
which is literally what happens now because the small
happens.
gamers can only come in and fight New Bros anyway. Once somebody
How
that
about
actually
this?
knows
That's
how to
fucking
play the
bullshit.
game, once somebody that actually knows how to play the game comes along, the small gangers are just out in the wind.
That's bullshit. I mean,
It's
have
not
you seen what
bullshit.
happened to?
You know it's not fucking bullshit.
No, I know it's bullshit. I'm calling this out. This is bullshit because we got a member of Brave in here, and guess what? A member of Brave did. He was like, "Oh yeah, these small gangers, they can't do shit to me. I'll drop my Nidhogger on them." Yeah, Destiny lost his Nidhogger.
Well, I know Destiny, and he deserved to do it because he needed to learn. He needed to learn a lesson through the big hurt. But you know what?
What's the other one? What's the other retard? Tiffany.
You killed a Nidhogger.
Hey, Rich,
dude.
you wanna know? I did day 3 in Brave as an FC. I dropped 12 cures on a small gang with a vigil in 1. And I will do it again.
Yeah, Rain, we're back
I
to a dick
will
measuring contest.
drop
It's not
as
a dick
many
measuring contest.
It
But
is a dick
it's
measuring
about to
contest.
be a dick tasting contest if Rich
You know
doesn't
what?
stop arguing with me about small gangers being absolute dog
Listen,
shit.
if you like dick,
Anyway,
you like dick. If you like vagina,
for-
you like vagina.
But this also cripples
I don't like
bots
Eve, but I
because
play
bots
that.
who
It
immediately
doesn't
warp
cripple
off
bots. It
the
doesn't
site.
do anything to
Yeah,
bots. It
the
doesn't
fuck do you
do
mean it
anything to
doesn't?
conflict.
Okay.
All it does is creates an anomaly that somebody is going to camp with an alt. The second you try to get any of your little small gang baby boys over there, they're just gonna get blasted. And
By
if
what?
you think by anything that's there, unless you get everybody in all at the same time and you kill the thing, and yeah, you might get a battleship kill, but at the end of the day, what are you really gonna do about it? You're not gonna do a goddamn
you get
thing,
into the
Rich.
ESS, you rob the ESS, and then you know.
Yes, so
walk out.
the rich work.
Richmond. Guess how you're
the
gonna
rich-
get out? You're gonna take a
the-
gate that has a gate camp. Oh no, your
Filament.
wormhole outrolled. Good job,
Filament.
bud. But you earned that
Filament.
50 mil.
Filament.
No, you're gonna have the timer there.
Yeah,
And guess
you
what?
can't
When that
filament.
man get probed out.
You can't filament. You're So the way it works, I think it's like 65 kilometers of the ESS. You can't warp, filament, MJD, or anything like that. Essentially, you're
Just
stuck there once
burn-
you're in.
Just burn away. Just
Okay.
warp off.
So, you know what's
Just
really
line out.
I
So
had this big brain thought, right? You know the ship called the Naga? You know, the Tornado and the Naga, they kind of have long range, and you put some tracking computers on there, they track kind of well. So let's just take some long range ships that have good tracking, and destroy them.
We'll see.
Or
We'll
some
see
drone
how the
boats.
changes go. We'll see how the changes go because the DSS definitely, if the bots warp off the site, they can no longer, print infinite safe ISK. If they warp off in the site, they lose out on the ISK, and somebody can
No, they
go
don't.
ahead and try and
Are you
loot the
kidding
ESS.
me? Oh my God, Rich, think about it.
Have you read the
okay?
changes?
How
Uh-huh.
much of the ISK goes into the ESS?
A significant amount.
I think
Okay,
it's
what's
half.
the significant amount? What's 50% of the ISK goes into the ESS?
Actually, CSM,
let's
CCP
pull it
has already said that those
Let's-
numbers aren't correct though. So they said that they've changed
yeah,
them.
the
EVE
numbers
Online
are to be decided.
ESS changes. Let's see. Mandatory, nope, that's different. Dynamic
How
bounty
the-
system, that's it, right?
okay.
No, that's something different. No, because there's a point to this, okay? And what I want you to understand
What's your point?
is that every single corporation, every single group that can taxes their members, okay? They tax their members and then very simply they lose a part of that ISK and it goes straight into the corporation's wallet, right? That is how taxes work. Now,
Well, the ESS
let's
will reduce the amount they earn.
let's say for just a moment that instead of having taxes on the ISK that's earned from ratting, you have a structure that the alliance can keep track of or not care about, because who the fuck cares if it's 100 million ISK when compared to literally anything? Because the answer is that nobody cares about that much ISK. Like, it's not a huge deal. And instead of getting taxes from their members, they just grab the ISK that's in the ESS every so often and call it a day.
We'll
which
see.
means you
We'll see
take
what happens with the
nothing-
changes in a short amount of time.
I mean,
I
we
believe by the
will.
end of it, we'll see who swallows their words at the end. Redline.
I do not eat words because I don't like the taste of ink. All right?
Well, I'll force feed it to you.
Okay,
one way or
here's
another.
my problem with this whole effect. Like I said, the new bros and their handout ratting vexers are not going to be able to defend their ESS against wormholers and quote unquote elite small gangers like Rich, who thinks he's good at the game because the ship goes fast.
I don't consider myself elite PvP at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I've never said the word in my life. I do small gang. I never said I was elite. I never said I was the best.
Small gangers who think they're good at the game.
I don't think I'm good at the game at all.
Okay, small gangers whose pods are
small
worth
gangers
more
are trash.
than the
We're trash.
small gangers whose pods are worth more than the entire ratting fleet of the new bros are gonna go in and herf blurf and take all the small gang money, go get good scrub, and then
Eat the
walk
rich.
out of there.
Hey, I think This is a real, how do I say, fight or flight moment. It allows people to evolve, and at this point, they can choose one
The only
of two
fight
things.
I'm gonna have is I'm gonna go around to every small game corporation that tries to come into my space and break their back and throw them out like the used garbage they are. Thank you.
Oh, so you do their job for them instead of letting them defend themselves. How wonderful! You know.
Yes.
Here's the thing. 14 months ago, I was in their same position. I was just sitting there ratting away until somebody killed my Myrmidon. The difference between me and them is I didn't get back into a Myrmidon. I got into a motherfucking executioner and killed the guy who killed me. That's the difference.
Oh,
So you want people who you want people who have this
The land
spark.
of make-believe.
So you destroyed the ship in an executioner, but you couldn't kill it in a Myrmidon.
I'd say that's.
I mean, I was crabbing. I got killed by somebody who killed me as a crab, and instead of continued crab to, replace it, I got into a test-free executioner. I tackled them and got them killed. And, that is how a new player should learn. This is what new players should strive to be.
Well, new players should have more than 5 drones in their fucking drone bay and Myrmidon.
Why do new players have to do what you want them to do? Why can't new players do what they want to do?
They're joining a nullsec PvP alliance.
So? Yeah, like high sex any safer. There's nowhere for people to learn in EVE right now. There's just not. High sec is a desolate wasteland of corruption and bots.
Whoa!
Hold on a second. How the hell did I learn how to PvP so well?
How about this?
And you know what? Not everyone wants to PvP in EVE. It's a shocker, but I like to PvP. I'm an FC, but I understand that people who don't.
Come to Banana Republic. I have a bunch of new bros. We're doing super fucking well right now. I will teach you. Don't worry.
He'll teach them.
Anything you want to know. Anything you want to know. I got it.
It's just his portrait, so
And-
I can manipulate it by like putting clown hair and a clown nose on it because he's a fucking clown.
Anyway,
it's
as
hilarious, just
for
laugh at it and move on. It's fine.
as for how these new bros going to make their money, well, if they don't want to rat in these remote staging systems, remote systems which are risky, why don't they go ahead and drop fleet, go to home staging system, and just rat there?
No.
Done.
Yeah, and get 30% ticks with the new update. Yeah, great. They'll make 20k ISK an hour. Thank you.
Hey, being more ambitious. This is a good change.
So, the new bro who loses his ratting ship needs to get good at the game, but he doesn't have anywhere to get money to get the new ship.
I never said get good. I said get ambitious.
So-
Go
so
to
here's the
a
thing,
quieter
Mitch.
system where the
Here's
rewards are
what-
greater.
Here's what this change is supposed to do and what it's actually going to do. It's
Uh-huh.
supposed to encourage conflict because CCP seems to think that they've got a vein on what players in EVE Online fight for. Newsflash, they don't. This isn't going to encourage conflict. This is going to encourage continued gaming of the systems that have been put in place for the last 17 years and have continuously been gamed by the very same players that it's supposed to cause conflict between. You see,
Of course, it's
because
been fucking gamed.
there is one thing that we can all agree on, and it's that no one fucks with our ISK. That is what nullsecers can agree on. And you see it in, situations like the other day where little Darkside tried to come and attack tried to put a little market hub in perimeter, and you
Chats.
had Horde, you had goons, and you had Test. All in
Isn't
the
that
same
fucking
boat.
hilarious? You
Yeah,
stopped the
it's
war because
hilarious. You
Darkseid
didn't stop the
put a
fucking
little
war.
fucking.
First off, let
It's
me
the
just
saddest thing
finish
I
saying,
fucking saw.
Let me
Like,
finish what I was
three
saying
warring
before you were
sides,
gonna interrupt,
three warring
because
sides, drop of a
nobody
hat,
stopped the
structure
war.
appears in perimeter,
First
you
off,
went to
nobody
go destroy it.
stopped the war, okay? The war still raged on, shit was still dying, and those three sides were still fighting, which makes it even more funny than it was previously, because everybody was still fighting each other.
And you know what the funny thing
just
is
not
about
in
that
high
structure?
sec. What? What's the funny
They already
thing about
profited
that
on it.
structure? Yeah, they did. They probably profited it off day one. But that's the thing, is like when you say we're going to fuck with your ISK, like a nullsecker says good luck. Because
yeah, you
that's
can
what it
say good
boils
luck,
down
but
to.
you can say good luck, but clearly my kill board shows that I have fucked with many ISK generating ships, and I have reclaimed wealth that I have taken for myself because by virtue of me killing them, and
Okay,
I fuck with the ISK with
congratulations.
little to no consequences, and I have done this repeatedly
Congratulations on
throughout my
killing
EVE
your
career.
medals in the
ratting
mail.
ships.
So
Yeah, but on like a macro scale, right? Like one alliance to another alliance is probably more of what we're talking about than just like a few
Well,
ships killing.
okay.
Look,
So if you can only stop macro scale, hey, I'm micro scale. I'm just here to raid the ESS for as much money as
I
I
love
can.
you as a person, and I support what you say most of the time, the fact that you think that your corporation and by proxy your alliance is anything more than a drop in the bucket to these nullsec corporations is embarrassing to you, because
I don't
that
think
is
we're.
literally
I don't think we're
you
drops in the
are
bucket at all. Because
so
here's the thing.
you are significant to me because you're my friend, but to
Okay.
my alliance you are nothing.
That's interesting. I'll tell you what, Redline. That's interesting you say that, because my corporation isn't considered a drop in the bucket for several alliances in these coalitions. In fact, we've been repeatedly requested to. Well, we've been asked if we wanted
To
to
go
join
fuck
goons.
around
Testers
in
attempt.
space?
No, they wish to acquire us. They wish to acquire an active PvP corporation of highly competent and
Well,
aggressive
Goonstorm's
players.
lacking one right now is the
Of
problem,
course.
so I think that's what they were doing.
Well, they
Okay,
tried to do this
so-
pre-war, and Test
so
also
let
did
me-
this.
Let me
And who
just
else
interrupt
did
you for a
this?
second. News at 11, PvP Alliance wants PvP Corps.
So we're not just a simple drop in the bucket, especially if you're going to come seek us out. We don't sell our services to distant and disinterested parties for a very special reason. And there's no amount of ISK you could pay us to, purchase us. So a drop in the bucket, yeah, that's a bucket you can't afford.
The only bucket you're not going to be able to afford is the Rex on grid with me, which are yours after I kill your fleet. Thank you.
All right, see you in a bit.
Now, I did really on this subject though. I did actually enjoy Brisk's point when he was on the Meta Show last, talking about how CCP thinks they know what generates conflict, but he pointed out that only a few wars have actually legitimately been fought over, or had resources as the center, kind of front and center for the reason the war was being fought. And then he followed that up by saying, we generate our own reasons to fight wars, which I thought was very apt.
And we do. We bring our own reasons to fight wars. But the thing is that this isn't some sort of a war generation mechanic. This is literally just a
fuck everybody.
Yeah, no, it's not a fuck everybody. It's a generator. It's supposed to be a generator of small conflict. But it's not going to do that. All it's going to do is make things mildly inconvenient for a week while people figure out how to metagame it. That's the problem with changing systems that, can be influenced by players like that. So whereas if you take and do a change to the game that, oh gee, I don't know, instead of changing the money that you get would actually change the anomalies themselves. I mean, hell, you might run into something where you've actually got a good idea for how you can fix shit. But because nobody wants to do that, it's not a thing that's ever going to happen.
And I've already figured out how to game this. Just take everyone's ESI endpoints, throw it through some code, tell everyone how much ISK that they should get based on their ticks, and then one person with the space keys comes along and locks it, and gives people the ISK that they're owed.
Well, we'll see how it goes once the patch goes through, and we'll see who, swallows their words at the end. There's no point speculating on it any further because we've covered it all, and I believe
the only thing that's going to happen is small game PvPers are just going to steal New Bro's money.
Hold up,
go ahead.
1 second. Before you say anything, I have to pipe in on something that somebody has said in the chat. The auto mod held it, and I'm gonna continue to hold it because the quote is, "How the fuck is talking gay normal whining shit trash talk?" So first off, let me get some trash talk. You are literally the most insignificant fucking person that I've ever seen in this goddamn chat. And I swear to fucking God, if you think you can come in here and say anything to any of us on this about what we're doing on the show that we run every fucking week, you can literally take a long walk off the shortest fucking pier you can find. I'm sure there are at least 20 other streams that your dumbass could watch right now if you want to watch an EVE Online stream, but you chose to tune into this one. So if you don't like the content that you're seeing, get the fuck out.
You know what?
I
I
was gonna
think
say go take a spacewalk without a fucking spacesuit.
no, Redline. I disagree. I'm going to tell you right here
I don't
now.
care if
You're
you
no longer
disagree.
No, you are no
I'm
longer Dave
saying
Stark.
words.
You
I
are.
am saying words that I want to say.
That's fine. You can blurt these words out.
Now,
You can escalate a conflict.
Jotan050,
You can.
I hope you enjoyed
can-
that trash talk. I hope you enjoyed that trash talk.
No,
'Cause that
you
was
are no
just
longer
for
Dave
you.
Stark.
Who's
You are
Dave
no
Stark?
longer Dave Stark. You are John
What the hell
Hartley
are you
now.
talking about?
You are as angry as John Hartley. You
What
are
are
the
you talking
NC's
about?
version of John
What are
Hartley.
you talking about,
You.
Rich? No one understands
You,
anything you're
Redline.
saying.
I'm talking about you.
It's Dave.
You have
Dave
zero.
Archer.
Dave
Sorry.
Archer.
Oh fuck, Dave Archer. Sorry. They're so.
Wow,
you are no
imagine-
longer Dave Archer.
Imagine
Redline.
your
You are
entire
John
meme
Hartley.
falling apart because you were too
Ouch.
stupid to remember a name.
Oh,
Imagine being that person.
Sorry, they're not that
called small
important to
gang
me.
brain.
Sorry, they're not that important to me. I try not to remember the faces.
Anyways,
of the people I
that was your trash talk for the night. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, fuck off.
All right, I gotta
Anyways,
I gotta go for a bit. I'll be back.
How the fuck could you tell them to fuck off? They're your viewers. They're expressing their opinion.
It's his show with their viewers, so he could totally tell them to screw off for all he.
I can
for all
say
he
anything I
cares.
want to.
I mean-
Exactly, like he said, they came here, so
No.
he can tell them.
No, this is how
Rich
you
is just a
end up with bullshit.
contrarian. Rich is literally just a
No,
contrarian
this
at
is how
point.
you. No, we've got the hottest. Okay, the elephant in the room right now. The John
Rich,
Hartley incident with
Rich,
Sotio.
you're
You
trash.
are acting
You're
exactly
trash,
like
man.
him.
You are trash.
You
are trash.
So trash.
Rich,
It's
you are
ironic we're going to
trash.
talk about. It's ironic we're
Hey,
eventually going to
he's
talk
up.
about John Hartley. You
We
exactly,
did it, Reddit.
like him.
We fucking did it. All right, let's.
How's it going, dude?
13 seconds of silence.
So, how about them supers?
Shut the fuck up, Riker.
Back what I missed.
Number one,
A
you're a
lot of
disappointment to
songs.
me.
Fuck.
Brisk, how's it going, my dude?
We can't even do 13 seconds without talking. What kind of wasted?
I was
potential
trying to do
are
the
we?
13 seconds thing, but I
know,
guess
and
that's not possible.
I respect the hell out of you for doing that because you just got here and I'm sure you got some things you want to say. All right, 13 seconds is over. What are we on now? Are we gonna keep talking about this, Rich? Are we gonna talk about bots again?
Because I'm just gonna. Me and Rich are gonna just like strangle each other to death till the end of the stream is what's gonna happen.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
What if
Are you guys honestly arguing about the ESS before the fucking dev blog even came out?
Yeah,
I know, right?
No, we're
Even
not
though the
arguing.
values
What the
have
hell is wrong with
changed
you?
and we have no idea how it's actually gonna work.
Anyway, in other news, how are we liking these Pochvan changes? The fact that they took all these systems out of high sec, including one asset safety system, and they shoved it in this area where you can't get access to until you grind bullshit levels of standings for extremely long amounts of times. There is no asset safety there, so if your structure dies there, you're fucked. And if you have any assets stored in there, good luck getting it out. This is.
You sound really salty.
I actually have an article published about it.
Unless you're Pandemic Horde and you got like plus 10 standings in 2 hours because of a bug.
I believe they undid those changes, but if you go on the New Eden Post, you will find my article denouncing these ridiculous decisions that CCP has made. And
Rich, are you just shilling your own articles at this point?
No, I'm not.
But it's fine because it's the New Eden Post. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You too can visit the newedenpost.com, or you can visit newedenpost.com and become a writer, just like Rich Richmond. I'll literally publish anything. Thanks in advance for writing on our website.
Anyway,
and before Dawn Ria Erotica is on the website.
Oh,
I'll publish it. I'll publish the shit of it.
Well,
Dawn,
even
if you're
just
listening,
accept the
I'll
same
publish
policies
it.
for
Oh dear God. Okay, Jadian said yes. They rolled back those standings. If you grinded your standings to high levels by abusing that little trick, your standings are gone. Start again. You're back to square one.
Is that a
Anyway.
problem?
Yes, because if your assets are stuck in, say, Niaja, good luck getting to grinding to,
So-
7.0
Stores your shit
standings to
in
get your
Niaja.
shit out.
So let me
some
tell you this, Rich.
People
First
probably
off,
do in the NPC station.
If we're gonna talk about Botchvin and the wonderful world of the Triglaves, let's go ahead and make sure that we mention in the same conversation that there was a lot of warning that this shit was happening. Now, was it explicitly, hey, look, we're gonna turn these systems into literal nothingness? You can't get to it without having standings and all that shit. No, it wasn't. But the first trailer for the new portion of the invasion, I believe, was almost a year ago. Is that correct? And the entire time we've been speculating that they were going to shut off stargates to the systems that were controlled. So, like, you see Niarja, you see that system get taken over by the Triglavians, you get out. They sent out evac warnings and everything. They did all of this stuff to try to make sure people got their shit out of the space, and people didn't. And as far as the standings thing, I'm glad that I can't access the Triglavian stuff, because I didn't support the Triglavian stuff while it was relevant, and I still don't care about it. People who don't care, and the people who care now should have cared 6 months ago when the Triglavian people that were supporting that group were literally begging for help to make sure that everything got taken over. Like, you missed out. Wait till the next round of content and maybe pay attention next time. I don't
But there's
fucking
no
know.
reason. There's nothing there. It's a big nothing burger.
It's a new
fucking
space
nothing there.
where Triglavian supporters can go.
But it's
you
not,
make it
though.
your own. It's a sandbox.
It's trash.
Eva's
It's
a
Club
sandbox
Penguin.
game. Yo,
It's
Eva's
a
a
club. You
sandbox
can't.
game. If people want to play Club Penguin in Pochvin, or they want to play fucking Habba Hotel in Pochvin, go right ahead. It's a sandbox. Let them do their thing. If you didn't want to participate, then you didn't want to participate, and now you can't participate anyways. So
What
you
I
got
feel
what you
bad
wanted
for
to.
is the people who grinded this and got these stuff. It's literally like you can't anchor structures.
Pool's
There's
closed.
some pretty
Nobody
decent.
ground to get that stuff yet.
No, there's some pretty decent minerals, but like nothing like insane. I don't see the advantage. I don't see the reason. It's something there. Like you can play Triglavian Hotel, I guess, if you want to LARP. If you're like an
I said
RP
Habba
corporation.
Hotel first off. So let's do a poll in the chat. So do you give a fuck about Pochvin? Yes.
I don't really, but like it's so Triglavians get Club Triglavian to play in, and Eden Com standings get absolutely nothing. This is an outstanding linear non-choice CCP has given us.
Yeah, outstanding fucking update. If you got assets stored there, if you had any items in that asset safety system that you didn't move out, you're fucked. Your items are
Rich,
gone.
Did you have any stuff in there?
I'm
Sounds
afraid
like
not,
it.
but I have friends who do.
Okay,
and,
so you're making a but the children argument right now. Don't do that.
Am I not allowed to do that? I mean, am I not allowed to to call?
You guys want to know? You guys want to know what my nightmare is? Let me tell you.
Hold on a second, Brisk.
Rich Richmond CSM member?
That's exactly my fucking nightmare.
Brisk, are you stating?
You guys
that
don't even know what I
Brisk,
worry about.
Brisk, are you stating that I can't, call out CCP on this?
Rich, I'm just saying that the number of people impacted this is probably pretty low, and frankly, I've not seen any of them complaining. So if there are people who have stuff in there that can't get it out there aren't complaining, then why are you?
Now, Brisk, I have a question. Would you rather have Rich for CSM or Ivy for CSM?
Ivy, obviously. Dear Lord, yes.
Brisk, the people aren't complaining because they're fucking AFK. They're having their items
Well, then
stolen.
they don't give it. Then what do they care? If they're
gonna
AFK,
log
then
it.
who
They're
gives a
gonna
shit?
They're gonna log in one day, and they'll find their shit gone, and they're like, oh, well, I got fucked because I put
Like
real life before
everybody
Eve.
else that had that
No.
happen to them, that had their
We
stuff
had
in-
asset safety.
No.
It was there to protect you because
We
you
had
put
this
real life
argument
before
6
Eve.
months ago when they got rid of asset safety for unfueled low
Yeah, it was a
power
fucking
advanced
travesty.
structure.
Like, so many people said it was just shit execution. It was a good idea to help clear out all these structures that have been spammed all over the place, but it was a shit fucking idea because now people who put their real lives before Eve got fucked for it. You know, people who put the
Then they
game
got
down
their
to
priorities
focus on
straight.
real
Who
life.
cares?
Then when they come back,
That's fucking bullshit. There is no other MMO in the world that does this. World of Warcraft, you can pick off where you started. And
You play World of Warcraft.
you know
What are
one,
you
you know one
doing
game
here?
where that's not true. There actually
If
there
you're
are
so
plenty
salty
of them.
about Eve, go play WoW. Go play Star Wars: The Old Republic. Go
That's
do
a-
something
that-
else.
that's a real
go
shit-
play a
that's a-
game where you enjoy instead of bitching and complaining about this.
All of the stuff I had in Star Wars Galaxies is gone. Just saying.
Oh,
Well, because that MMO shut down. But hey, Brisk, they have fan servers up for Star Wars Galaxies.
Yeah, but all the stuff I had there is gone. I have to start over.
Hey,
I'm just
Rich,
saying.
Rich,
Shit
can I
happens.
just say that I support you in your endeavor to fight for these people.
Don't even do this. No.
But what I need you to make sure that you do is make sure that they want to fight too. Like, if you weren't personally impacted by it, there's no reason for you to be like super mad about it. You know what I mean? And
Urban Legend, the game.
I think you
Sorry,
should
Red Line.
also. I think you should run for CSM, Rich. I think you'd do
Stop
really
it.
well.
Stop fucking
don't
trolling me, Red
stroke his
Line.
ego.
Urban Legend,
You
the
know,
support group
Red
is
Line-
broadcast for reps.
Yeah.
There is
You
a
and me,
possibility.
CSM 16? Is it 16 this year or is it 15?
It's 15 this year, so 16 would be
Alright.
next.
So it's me and Rich. We're running for CSM next year. We're gonna be the only CSM and vice CSM, and you guys get to decide which one's the vice. So basically, which one's the bottom and which one's the top.
Our
And
bottom.
if you don't pick me to be the top, then fuck you. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
But that's a Botchman update. It is devoid of content. A lot of it's locked out, and it's actually it's called Potchman. But you know what? The way it's been executed, it might as well be called Botchman because it was fucking botched.
Wow, funny.
I mean,
That's a funny joke.
I mean, like,
Man,
if you...
I have no idea why people who don't engage in that content are so salty about it.
I mean, I've spoken to people who engage in that content.
But
That's
you
what they
don't
said.
play that stuff, so why do you give a shit? Let them
Listen,
complain.
I don't play that content, so I'm not fucking talking.
I'm not talking about it either. I've heard the complaints. We've made those complaints known to CCP. Every single thing that Rich has said has been said before. You know, they know they got work to do.
Wait a minute. Were you aware of these changes when you were in CSM, or did they, blow this past you without it?
He signed an NDA. He can't say
I can't
anything.
tell you what I'm aware of or what I'm not aware of, but what I can tell you is...
Were you aware of it?
We had a meeting last week, and every single thing that you said was said by somebody, probably me.
All right, good. And wonderful. Well, we'll have to see how they go, because if they, make these god-awful changes, we've either got CCP
They're
to blame
not
or
going to
we've got you
just
to blame.
ignore it. I mean, look, the bottom line is this is new space. It's the end of the thing. They're wrapping it up. They're going to have time to iterate. They're going to find reasons and stuff to do in that space. Don't worry.
And realistically, why does there even need to be a ton of stuff to do? Like, there's anomalies in there, there's NPCs to kill, there's PvP if you want to do it. It's just
there's two major issues in there right now. The first issue is it's impossible to move around. They have to figure out better ways to move around in there and get people in and out. And then the second thing, obviously, is the standings thing, and that's another issue. But those are the two main things they need to fix. The content will come later. The players will make their own content. That's what we do.
Right. That's what we've always done.
It's going to be a sandbox. The problem really is that since the Edencom guys can't really get in because their standings locked out, then there's nobody fighting in there except for, the typical, all the pro trig guys fighting with each other, which apparently is what's happening, as I understand it. Scenario wrote some long 10,000 word essay on all the shit that's going down with the Kybernauts that I had to read the other day. But, in the end, eventually they'll come up with a way to let guys get in there and fuck with those guys. I mean, it's going to happen. Just,
I have a quick diversion question I want to ask. Does CCP still publish the transcripts of the CSM meetings?
What I have been doing, all right, first of all, when we do the summit, they're minutes, but obviously, Rona time, we don't have summits scheduled right now. Yeah. So I take notes on every meeting that basically is like the minutes of each meeting. What I have been doing is every month I will write up a listing of everything that happened, all the meetings that we did, and what we talked about generally. I get it cleared by CCP and I put it up. I'm about ready to do the third one because I think we're at the end of the third month. We might actually be on the fourth month, so I probably need to do that soon. But they're on the forums. I put them on Reddit. You can see how many meetings we're having and who we're talking to and what we're talking about.
You should post them on a news website somewhere.
Well, I could do that. I could put them on Imperium News. I could do that.
You're gonna say, you fucking bastard. I baited it out.
I have my own news site. Why? I mean,
you don't have your own news site.
I am part of the
you're
INN.
Just a slave to the Clown Lord, just like everybody else.
I'm the main anchor. I'm the lead anchor. I'm fucking. I am the Ron Burgundy of INN.
Okay, so you're more than just a line member. You are more equal than a line member.
Oh no, here we go.
Not more than just a line member.
You are more equal than a line member, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a line member.
You are more than just a line member. You are an
Because I'm on
actor.
TV,
He's
I'm a
our
famous
favorite
line member.
line
That's
member.
all I am. Famous line member.
You are. You know what? No, you're an anchor. You're a representative. You hold it down. You hold it. You bring them down.
No, he's the spiritual leader. Okay.
Well, someone just
God.
replay the tape from last week at this point, honestly.
Why? What do you mean?
Did we talk about this last week?
Last week
We
you
had
were
this
talking
exact-
a lot more about absolutely nothing. This week you've really toned it down. The people who wanted you to be spicy are gonna be so disappointed, dude.
You want to know what I'm upset the most about?
Because
is that-
I was gonna go off
Yes.
on
Brisk,
Richmond.
What are you upset about?
So I did the 2 minutes hate video, and I put Sandrin in the 2 minutes hate video, and I don't think he even noticed.
That
That
shit
makes me
made me sick to my stomach.
Because it was so good.
Really?
No,
It was
no.
good.
Literally made me sick to my stomach.
That was my intention. I wanted you to feel bad, Redline.
Good job. It worked.
Well done.
So you're
Anyway,
saying that your
Sandrin, I put
stomach has-
Sandrin on the screen, and I haven't heard from him. I'm hoping that he saw it. I don't know if he saw it or not.
He's too busy. He's too
Hopefully
busy
that'll give-
commanding capitals in Delve.
Well, I want him to make sure he gives me back my drones, and that's one of the things that I did was, throw him in there as next to Dunk as a funny little meme. I always try to put, whenever I do those videos, I try to make jokes that only I or like a handful of people will get, just because I laugh at it when I see it. And the Sandrin one is one of those. So, anyway, there you go.
Well,
Dunk
thanks.
was in
I
it too. Dunk
appreciate
was
that.
in the 2 minutes hate video.
I wasn't in it, was I?
No, I only put Test and
God.
Brave guys. I only put
Oh,
Legacy.
Yeah.
The relevant people.
Ha ha
So,
ha.
Billy,
Dunk
Pro
here?
God, Captain Soban was in it. Ron, Sapporo, and
Don't make
Sandrin.
one for
Dunk.
don't make one for PanFam, okay? Just don't.
I don't have to. You guys aren't salty. Well, I mean, the Horde guys are, but NC Dot guys.
Well,
Yeah, we're
that's 90.
absolutely salty.
That's 90% of
99%
Pan
salt.
Fam is the Pan part.
Well, I mean, the Horde guys, the PL guys aren't that bad, and the NC Dot
PL
guys.
guys are cool, but it's mostly Horde in Panda Fam. So
Well, and but that's the thing. Like, you always find like the newest converts are the most zealous. So I find that the biggest shit talkers in local are like the Horde guys that have been in for like 2 weeks.
Those aren't really horde guys. They're just goons in disguise. Spies.
they're just spies.
No, because my spy's been in there for like a year and a half. So everybody's got spies in Horde that's been in for a while.
There are people. There are people who
those-
have made mistakes and joined Horde, and that's what they
Yes, like you.
are. Well, I left Horde, so
Oh, you got kicked from Horde.
I did. I got voluntold to left.
How do you get kicked from Horde?
It's a conspiracy against me, and
No.
I maintain my innocence to this day. Thank you. That's all I have to say at this time.
Okay, well, that's
Really
what a guilty person would say first and foremost. But
Isn't that right?
I mean, thanks for playing. I guess I don't know, dude. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, Jalen actually basically. Yeah, Nitty actually retired though, so.
Nydia retired.
Everyone who kicked me out of Horde is now out of Horde, which I find very ironic.
Why is that ironic? It's not ironic. It's just coincidental.
I find it. Let's see.
Coincidental.
I find it ironic, and I find it an ironic coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk about something else now?
What are you
Well, can we talk about the elephant in the room?
What's the
What?
elephant in the room? Brisk has lost a lot of weight. Don't call him a fucking elephant.
You know why? I told you guys why. Because
nobody's
and
feeding
it
you.
cut our lunch money. And it cut our lunch money.
Oh,
Okay,
Jesus
look,
Christ, Brisk.
that-
Has the SRP hit the calories
It's that
too?
bad. It's that bad.
Look,
Oh,
I will say as a person that part was funny, where you were like, "Does anybody got any food, man? I'm so hungry." That was hilarious. I'll give you that.
Didn't you like the bubble wrap? The bubble wrap was funny too. Come on.
No, I didn't like
Oh,
the bubble
come
wrap
on.
because
The bubble wrap
I
was
can't-
amazing.
I can't get behind the meme, dude, because I know deep down that it wasn't the bubbles, and I just can't drink that Kool-Aid. I can't even taste
Brisk.
it.
Brisk, if you're hungry, I got some frozen White Castle upstairs.
Dude, you're gonna try to make me lose even more weight. Because if it does to Mittens, if it did to Mittens, if it does to me what it did to Mittens, then I'll be shitting my brains out for the next week. So no, I don't want to lose weight that way. I don't want to lose weight. Yeah.
White Castle.
I'm not a White Castle guy anyway. I don't like onions in the fucking patties. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan.
Good heavens! No, I'll give you a nice Madras curry, Brisk.
What is a Madras curry?
Second spiciest curry in the Indian menu, just under Vindaloo.
Wow. He just wants you to have diarrhea all night.
No. I don't want you to. Hell no. Spices up the diet, wakens the taste buds, kickstarts the body. Anyway,
is this what trash talk has evolved to?
Does somebody want to address the elephant in the room, or am I going to have to do
What
this?
is the okay? Look, are you going to
John
talk
Hartley?
about
John Hartley. John Hartley.
He's gonna bring up the small gang shit.
Look, okay, we're not going to talk about John Hartley right now. We're going to talk about him though, but I don't want to bust out the big memes too early. We might lose interest, and people might lose interest and leave.
They've already lost interest.
What, people lose interest in the dessert after the main menu?
I mean,
good heavens.
I do.
People lose interest because Rich Richmond is on the show.
I don't think that's true. All right, fuck it. Rich, what do you have to say about John Hartley?
Well, let's brief everybody on the John Hartley incident. John Hartley decided to unanchor a very popular SOTIYO that was being used by members of the Imperium to produce things. And this was a rather... Well, he didn't really inform many people about this, and a lot of people were very upset that their productions and their blueprints and such were all lost as a result of it being having a module offline and the structure being prepared to be de-anchored. So that they contacted John Hartley using repeated pings, but John Hartley did not like the fact that he was being pinged by this, and he reacted very fucking negatively. And this...
Did he?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I can read you the logs right here.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and read us the logs?
So...
Do we have to?
No, we
so
don't.
Brisk, this is just an example of how stories get told, because like Rich doesn't actually know what happened to the SOTIYO.
That is correct.
And I love that he's telling the story that, by the way, is completely not true.
Okay,
but
why don't you tell the story then?
No, I wanted to hear your story since you're the one who wanted to talk about it. You know everything about everything, so I figured you would know the story, but you don't.
I'm going by the logs. I mean,
it's like when Rich was talking about the people who had problems with the freaking new region, but then didn't have any say in the matter whatsoever because he had no stains with either faction. Very cool, Rich. Thank you for coming.
Right.
Cool.
Redline and I know what happened. Redline and I know what happened because we were literally talking to John as it was happening.
Okay,
so.
go ahead. Go ahead.
It's not my place to tell the story.
Look, it's in a channel called No Leaks. We can't leak it. So tell the story, Rich. Continue.
Well, whatever happened, it resulted in the SOTIYO cancelling a lot of the productions.
Ba-da-bum.
And this upset a lot of...
How much is was lost?
This upset... some people say 2 trillion. Mitani estimates no more than 1 trillion. I'm not too sure, though. Apparently, somebody's vendetta. Something happened with that, according to the what Mitani said.
I lost 3 Molochs in there. I'm just saying.
Just 3? I lost 6 Molochs in there.
Anyway, John Hartley said, "I'll do what the fuck I want with my structures. If you want to tell me what to do, I'll fucking bury you. Getting pinged by 200 crabs, bite me. I'm taking it down. Suck it." I mean, these are some really aggressive words. These are fighting
words.
words.
John Hartley right there.
And
look,
let me tell you right now.
X
This
in
caused...
chat if you fucking love John Hartley, by the way. Can we just drop an X in chat if you fucking love John Hartley, just like as a human?
He feeds fleets regularly to us, so I love the man.
I like John because he's salty and that amuses me.
New phone,
right? It's hilarious.
I would also like to say, for the record, the main reason I came on the show tonight was I wanted to wish Rain good luck on her test tomorrow, but she's gone already.
Hey, what's
and
the
you
test?
guys wouldn't let me get a word in edgewise, so I couldn't do that. So hopefully she's still watching, and good luck tomorrow.
I saw her.
Do you want me to get her back on here?
No, it's fine.
She wants to.
She's got to study. She's got to take a test in the morning. It's very important. So, anyways, the real story is that there was a director in in Shadow State, the corporation that owned the SOTIYO, and he pulled a service module. And instead of just like, not pulling the service module, he pulled it and it canceled the jobs, and then everybody was salty. So, do you want to know which director it was? It wasn't John Hartley that did it. Do you guys want to know which director it was?
Well, Mitani
that hasn't been released, so I would prefer that you guys
announce it.
I'm gonna tell him, Frisk. I'm gonna tell him it was Brown Star. It was Brown Star.
It was not. God damn it! You're so mean.
I love Brown Star. It wasn't Brown Star, but anyway, it wasn't John. John just took the brunt of it.
And I give John credit for taking the heat for his guy, because the meme is all about him now, and he had nothing to do with it other than the fact that he's the CEO.
Yeah.
Well, he's finally on Reddit for something else other than being shit on every week, right?
I will say this wouldn't have happened if Pittsburgh was still the CEO of Shadow State. Just saying. So.
Wouldn't it have?
I don't think so. It probably would have been me that did it if Pittsburgh was still the CEO of Shadow State.
Anyway,
honestly, we would probably still be in Fountain if Pittsburgh was still in Goons.
Let
Just saying.
Let me continue these logs. Let me continue these logs. Somebody asked,
Look, we all saw the
back
logs
already
all over Reddit for like 30 days.
Okay. Now, I have to say something. The way he spoke obviously sparked a lot of anger, and the fact that Mitani had to address it and say, you have a right to be pissed off at John Hartley and Shadow State for this. It sort of shows there's a clear divide in how this is being handled.
You getting your news from Reddit again?
I'm getting the logs. I'm getting the Jabber logs. Thank you. But I feel that John Hartley perhaps would benefit from a nice book called Verbal Judo. This is something that I read and studied when I was working as a security officer in college. Now, Verbal Judo is a manner of speaking that avoids conflict, which, curious enough, I have not been doing here.
Clearly.
Of course, but it avoids conflict, it de-escalates situations, it resolves issues, and it prevents it from becoming a confrontation.
Is this you shilling your book?
Did you?
Supposed to
I don't own this book. In fact, if you DM me right now, I will give you a PDF in the center of my shopping district.
Don't
Did
DM.
you complain about being blobbed by the people trying to get into the college because of your small gang security guards?
No, I wasn't a security. I didn't work security for the college.
Don't
anyway.
challenge him. He might, drop a murmur on you.
You just said you were a security guard.
Who's it?
I was a security guard, but not at my college. Somebody asked
Where were you a security guard?
The center of my shopping district.
Wait.
Was it a mall or was it outside? So Richmond Mall Cop is what we're talking about.
Yeah, sure, but if you wanted to disparage the job in that way, sure. But yeah, I was
a security guard too. I worked in a hospital though, so
I see. Very well.
Hospital cop.
Anyway, now let's imagine if
that was 30 years
used some verbal judo and he didn't make everybody pissed off at him. Maybe he could have said something like,
"I'm sorry.
I feel this was a necessary decision for the structure." And the decision to take it down has been has been made to take it down, and we'll review the complaints shortly afterwards. Like, he could have used confrontational language. He could have resolved it a lot more smoother, and then we wouldn't have such incident.
Yeah, also, I hate verbal judo. That's a very you thing to say. It's de-escalation tactics, is what it is.
Well,
the
book is called Verbal Judo.
He was getting pissed off because everybody was pinging him about something he had nothing to do with.
Wow.
That's all.
I mean, he
sucks to be him that he had to deal with.
Anger is weakness, and he let it get the better of him. And if he wants a copy of the book, if anybody wants a copy of the book, DM me on Discord. I will give you a PDF.
Do not.
Dominarch flew this legion. Someone talk about that.
Rich,
Dominarch.
if anger is weakness, then you got to be like Richard Simmons, man.
This is an FC legion.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with that.
This is the standard
Always
FC Legion.
Yeah, and he doesn't have anything loaded. Oh, because of offline modules. Okay. Yeah, doesn't look anything wrong about that. Good job FCing Dominarch. Hope you had fun.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's just a boosting legion.
Some loser in chat tries to make fun of a fit, gets owned because he doesn't know what an FC is.
Anyways.
I mean, what is the issue? Is it too blingy? Is that the issue?
We were
No, it's
we were
bad.
talking about we
It's
were talking
fit
about
right.
something. Anyways, the thing is what I would like to read into. I would like to read into why this is happening. Why was the structure attempting to be unanchored when nobody's leaving Delve?
Because people are leaving Delve.
Interesting.
Obvious answer right there, buddy.
Just moving stuff around.
Interesting.
It's around all the time. Stuff gets moved around all the time.
Why would
Yeah,
you
but
move a
it's
Sotia, though?
interesting, right? All right, so we have a call out in chat. Trash Talk Tuesday seems more like Avoid the Issues Tuesday. Hunting for Beans with a Z. What is the issue that you would like us to talk about? We'll wait.
Better wait 5 minutes for Twitch chat to check out, but
I feel like his brain is smooth. Come on, hunting for beans.
Why would you be building vendettas during a war?
Rich, we're waiting for Hunting for Beans with a Z.
All right.
The SOT, the logs, they are avoiding answering them. Okay, so answering what exactly? Which do you want to come on the Discord? I'll give you the link if you want to join the chat. I think he's using the Sotio here. Here's a link to the Discord. You can join this channel. I'll drag you in real quick and we can talk about it. That way we're talking in real time. But otherwise we're just gonna continue. We're just gonna continue.
what
talking
Anyway,
about
back to
what do you want to shit talk? Look, the
back
guy,
to trash talk. I mean, the guy clearly was the guy was fucking unhinged. Like he gets pinged over something.
He was not unhinged. He was just John. If you don't know John Hartley does that every fleet.
Are you monkeys done?
Yes.
What?
Are you kidding?
Are you monkeys done? Is that
Have you
that
ever
language to be
Redline,
used?
How many John Hartley fleets have you been on, Redline?
Dozens.
Has he ever not talked like that?
I mean, clearly people are avoiding going to his fleets.
I've heard him talk a lot worse than that.
Yeah, me too.
Like there was a time on Reddit when there was a post that was made about one of his fleets, and like there was a screenshot of everybody off anchor. And the first thing that I said was, I wonder how many times you said something along the lines of, if you retards don't get on anchor, I'll come back there and shoot you myself. which is a John Hartleyism. If I've
That's a total John Hartley.
I'm gonna steal that.
Wait, are you trying to normalize this behavior? You're trying to
No, I'm not trying to normalize it.
Okay,
All I'm saying is that it's normal for John Hartley.
It's normal to okay, and you're gonna keep normalize it by keeping this guy. You're not gonna ask him to calm down. You're not gonna ask him to
No
be
one
less
is
angry.
saying here that this is okay or that that's acceptable. What we are saying is that that's what John does.
Oh,
so
how?
And I would rather that
this
be
is
normalized than
it's just how things are, huh?
Yes, Rich. It's like you talking about bots. It's going to happen no
Also-
matter what anybody does.
Also a serious issue. I believe.
Here we go.
Okay, maybe that's how you think, Brisk. I don't think that way. I think there is a way to deal with them.
I'm not saying there's not a way to deal with them. I'm saying that
I think you like the creativity to deal with them.
It's not my responsibility to deal with them. I'm not.
You're CSM. If
it's not my job to tell
meant to
CCP how to fix
advise.
their fucking game. If they know what they got to do to
Excuse me.
I tell them. I provide
right now is
feedback.
Rich Richmond.
But I am not there to tell them how to fix bots. I'm to tell them
Rich
they need
is
to
a
fix
Karen
bots.
bot.
Huh. Okay. Thank you very much,
Rich,
Brisk.
the other thing you want to normalize is killing new bros and telling them to get good and buy ships with the ISK they don't have. Because you've been killing them so much and not allowing them to get money.
Let me
It's
check
the only
my
thing you
Zico,
want
actually.
to
Let me
normalize.
check my Zico. I will
insult
check my
Karen bot.
Zico right
Thank
now.
you. Thank
and
you,
believe me,
Vandy.
I have not killed that many new bros.
I have not killed that many. I have not killed that many new bros.
I haven't even gone into catch for over 2-3 weeks.
Why is Katsu a place with new bros in it, pray tell?
Because Brave is there for one. Brave is a new player friendly alliance.
Yeah, well, okay, so there's also...
That isn't Brave's
a ton
home,
of
by the
them.
way.
So we see Ishtar, we got a Gila, we got a Horde Gila, we got another Horde Gila. Okay. What else we got here for new bro ships? We got another Gila. Okay. So it looks like you just kill new bros and Gilas is what I'm seeing here on the Z-kill.
I kill anything that I can point.
Oh, we got a Procure, some elite Procure PvP. Yeah, that's
Was it in high sec?
No, it wasn't nullsec. Wasn't nullsec.
All right, that's okay then.
We also point out the fact that Rich does not like tie-dye. He
Nobody
absolutely
likes
hates
tie-dye.
I see you lost your claw to us the last time you came. Very nice, very nice.
Oh yeah.
Lost your claw to a New Bro Alliance.
Oh yeah.
Rich, do you guys
so
sell mining
Rich-
permits?
Rich, are you guys like tied with code or something?
No, why?
Do you have like your bumping materials and everything? Do you have your suicide catalyst?
Oh, we do actually. You know what? Actually, we do have links to code because one of our members was a knight of the anti.
Shut the hell up! You have ties with code. Code sucks.
I put something in the Twitch
Long
chat,
live
by the
Games
way.
315.
That link is the last time that Flaming Dragons came into New Bro space and got absolutely tooken around the ringer.
Thank you very much for that link. I'm gonna laugh.
You win some, you lose some.
Oh, we didn't cover the supersize increases.
Excuse me, it's not called Flaming Dragons, it's called Flaming Dwagons.
That's true. I apologize for this.
I refuse to
Rich,
pronounce it that way.
And Rich is the Dwagon Prince, by the
Yeah,
way.
you gotta hold your tongue when you say that shit, right?
Anyways, the supers are getting bigger. I mean, so like you say cover like it's a news show. It's not really a news show. There's no substance to it. It's literally just a bunch of people in a Twitch channel talking shit for 2 hours. Like that's what the show is. But I mean, we can talk about the supers. The supers changing is pretty cool, I guess.
Back to the dick jokes. Is that what we're doing right now?
My super dick is bigger than your super dick because I have an
Are you
Aeon.
sure? Oh, I have an Aeon too.
Hey, we got
Fucking
giant
nerds, I've got a
super
net.
dicks.
When's the Vendetta coming along?
Sorry,
John Hartley, ask him.
Okay, look, I'm gonna log into Cheetah right now and
Hold on.
see how much Plex is worth, and I'm gonna tell you how the Vendetta is coming along. Because if I have enough money at this moment in time to buy enough Plex to purchase a Vendetta, I'm going to on the show, live
I
on
don't
stream.
think that's a good. I do not think that's a good idea. Do not
You
do
don't?
this.
Why?
You don't?
Rick,
Why would
listen,
you
Rich,
Plex to
you're
buy a
a
Vendetta?
ganger. Shut the hell up.
Here we go.
You mean you're gonna buy enough Plex
Hold
to
on.
get a
Before you
Vendetta?
do that, I want to
Yes.
point out. I want to read something that HK Stanky just said in chat. Did you let this brave guy on here because he's shamelessly retarded, or is that somehow not known beforehand? I feel that is hilarious. HK Stanky, when you have a portrait on this show, you can talk to me like that, but I don't see your portrait on this show, so I don't care about your opinion, man.
You can't.
My portrait's
Oh,
not on this
Jesus
show.
Christ.
I
Don't bring up
will
portraits
lose,
again, you
regardless.
asshat.
It's 2.8 mil right now, and so that means you're gonna probably have to buy about $1,000 worth of Plex to get enough of us to buy it.
I have $1,000.
Can't you spend that on something better?
Yes, Redline. I believe during this coronavirus epidemic, there are far better things you can spend.
I'm an
your
essential
money on.
worker.
Don't do it, Redline.
Why not? Maybe you'll stop bugging me about it if I do, huh?
I cannot bitch at you if you want to spend $1,000 on Plex because I just spent a large amount of money on video cards. So
you know what? I've got a moral code, and I'll do this for you, Redline. I'll do
You have a moral code that allows you to kill new bros. Okay.
No. I'll go the extra mile just to
afford
do
it.
you.
He's a small ganger.
I'll stop breaking your balls about it if you don't Plex yourself to buy the Vendetta. I'll quit breaking your balls about it as long as you don't Plex yourself.
And now we've all learned how to make a bully go away.
Why? By attacking my strong moral values?
You have to attack their moral values. You have to make them think that you're about to do something terrible.
You have to do verbal judo on them.
verbal judo.
Which, by the way, if you DM me on Discord, I will
Nobody's
give you a
gonna
free
DM
copy of
you
that.
on Discord, Rich.
Like three people
do...
have asked me for a copy of this book. Thank you.
Rich, you probably do verbal judo
Goomba
as well as the
Freehand.
paraplegic does actual
look.
judo.
Hey, look, Goomba Freehand in chat says, do the Snecks have a chance to be able to grind all these KSs and delves since it took 5 tries to get 1 online? Yes.
Sure, why not?
I mean, I'm reffing stuff in Delve right now with Billy.
You're not reffing Keepstar, you're reffing stuff.
I'm reffing some stuff, it's true. I will ref a Keepstar one day.
I have a question, Rich. While you were a mall cop, did you ever have to use verbal judo on anybody?
Yeah.
Did it work? Like, what was it? Can you give us an anecdote? I'm interested to hear these stories.
It's stealing all those dildos.
It was to get rid of a homeless guy in the alleyway.
You got rid of a poor homeless guy in the alleyway? That's
Was
a
he
shame.
flying a
Well,
Gila?
they're not meant to be in the. No, he was flying high on something, but he shouldn't be there. And there's been a lot of public urination issues there. So, generally speaking, we try to keep the homeless out of the alleyway there.
You
makes
heard it here
unpleasant for
first.
customers.
Gang, Rich hates the homeless.
There you go.
Because they're probably new bros to living, you know.
Did it work? Did he just leave?
There
unfortunate.
was a little back and forth, but he eventually moved on.
Did he come back? Did he come back the next day?
No, I think he was arrested a week later.
Well, there you go. Now he's not homeless anymore.
That's true.
3 hots and a cot.
Well, this show took a dark turn.
Look, I'm excited to hear about Rich Richmond Mall Cop. I'm sorry. This is exciting.
It's honestly,
Can your book be about that? I'd read that if it was about your adventures as a mall cop.
It's honestly not that interesting, Brisk. It's
like I only had a handful of fun stories when I worked in the hospital. I mean, we had some crazy random stuff that would happen, but nothing.
I mean, I've seen thieves ranging from 12-year-old girls to 60-year-old pensioners. Well, 65-year-old pensioners, technically, given the age of retirement at the time. So yes, I've seen people steal from all sorts of ages. I've seen things stolen from anything from chocolate bars to steaks to somebody walking into a store and grabbing a bottle of vodka and making a run for it.
Wait, somebody stole a steak?
Yeah,
in their pants.
Oh yeah, they steal prime cuts of steak from the supermarket all the time. Chocolate bars too. Like a guy would come in, a whole armful of chocolate bar off the shelf, walk straight out with it. And unfortunately, a lot of staff are trained not to. They're not allowed to confront. They're not allowed to stop.
So you never got to use your verbal judo because you were trained to not do anything about people stealing in your shop. Very cool.
What was the other thing we were going to talk about? There was another topic. We talked about...
It's in your announcement. You ever check your own announcements?
No, I just type them and then walk away from them, like I think most people do. So we talked about John Hartley because that was apparently a thing we had to do.
So it was John. Is John Hartley still in Goons?
Of course he is. It's John fucking Hartley.
Delve being on fire. Did we talk about that?
We talked about that a little bit, but I didn't get a Brisk perspective on that, or should I ask for a Fountain Frank perspective?
Guys, it's not real Delve. Are you kidding?
Well, I mean, Fountain Frank obviously is going to say it's not really Delve. For the rest of you, you guys are burning iHubs. It's fine. Well, tonight was a perfect example. We went out. Elo brought a fleet out. I was on the fleet. We were there. We were getting ready to fight, and then apparently having 1-to-1 odds was not enough. So Horde bridged in another fleet, and then we left. So there you go.
The TNT Titan we should talk about, maybe?
Yeah, I feel bad. I always feel bad for guys that do stupid shit like forgetting to safe log.
Like, what did he even do? He logged out and
logged out and
timer?
didn't safe log, so he was sitting on the Retaro.
Oh, that sucks.
So shit happens.
That sucks.
It's a standard.
You have 60 keep stars in Delve, though. Why don't you dock in one of them, bud?
Well, I think that was a bridging Titan, but I might be wrong. I'd have to look at the fit again. I can't recall. But hey, shit happens. It was an Erebus, no big loss.
I mean, first.
Come on, that was funny.
But anyways,
come on, people, that was funny.
Is that SRPable?
I got you. No, they don't have the holes. We've already covered that.
Brisk, if it makes you feel better, that was so funny that I couldn't key up to laugh.
See, there you go. Thank you.
That's a winning move if I've ever heard one. No, but so I lost my train of thought. Fuck, this is so bad.
Every day.
So yeah, you guys are toasting iHubs and the rest of that stuff. It's fine. We know. We've seen it. We're watching.
How do you feel about it, though? Like, do you feel threatened by it? Or
No.
are you exhilarated by it?
I will feel threatened when we finally start seeing some keep stars dying in Delve. If that starts happening, then I'll be like, okay, well, that's not good. But
and what will be the response then if
I don't know.
if a keep start dies?
So,
I don't
but
know.
you know the
They
strategy
moved
though,
to
right?
Saturn and
Like you know the strategy that Pappy is using to kill key or to like invade Delve, right? Like
Well,
you're familiar with it.
Yeah, you kill the iHubs and you let the ADMs drop, and then you're going to put structures in, and then you're going to go from there. So it's going to take a little while.
Well, I
Slow
believe
and
it's
steady.
that we're gonna fight under Sino jammers on every Keepstar.
Well, right, exactly. So
do you think Imperium will gate supercaps in, or just
I don't know if I
fight?
see. The thing is, I think that it's going to be interesting to see if that works. If it's going to be possible to get those all online the way that you guys want to do that. I'll be interested to see how that works. But I don't know.
I'm certain it's possible, but
We could always
Sure, it's
bubble
possible.
wrap
I don't
all
know
of
how
them.
likely it is.
What if we bubble wrap the Sino jammers?
Well, I could see that. I mean, we could bubble wrap, the iHubs at some point. We don't do that, but
What if you fucking did though?
I think that would be pretty.
What if we just
Bubble
warped
wrap
over to an
barriers.
iHub and suddenly it's covered with
like
149
49
bubbles?
That would be pretty funny.
So here's my thought on that. I don't think we ever really got to talk about the bubble wrap outside of like a spin zone. Why didn't y'all just anchor a couple bubbles and push it over the limit? Like you knew that the limit was 150.
Nobody
because
could get on grid. That was the problem.
there were a lot of people on grid. Elo was
Yeah, I
on
got on
grid.
grid. I got on
I
grid
don't
fine.
think
Cormorant
anybody brought bubbles. But even if we did, I mean, what if it hits a magic number? And suddenly, ISD is going to show up, or the GMs are going to show up and turn them all off.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I don't think so.
That's how the system works.
I doubt I'm not aware that that's how the system works. And even if it did, I would be very surprised that they would interfere like that in a big fight.
Ever gone to Jita and watched the Polaris frigate show up and automatically take down all the depots?
So then, what's the point of like what was the point then? I mean, I don't know, dude. I think that CCP would absolutely intervene in something like that, even if it's a big fight, like because at that point it wasn't a big fight. It was like let's get everybody on field.
Can you imagine what would have happened if we dropped 2 bubbles and CCP came in and deleted all the bubbles and then that Keepstar died? Do you have any idea the amount of screaming that would have happened? There's no way they would have done it.
What happened?
I would have lost my shit.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
But not in a bad way. That would have been hilarious.
No. You would have
yes.
You and Ron would have been screaming about how CCP is in the hands of goons and they're helping these.
No, red line, yes.
When have I ever screamed about? And never mind.
Exactly.
I don't I don't scream about stuff like that. It's not a part of my shtick. I don't care what CCP does or doesn't do in their video game. I just create conversation about it because that's what I am. It's just a character,
I will say I'm very pleased that you do provide us with a lot of good quotes that we can turn into songs.
Dude, that's the best song Mine One's ever made. Second best. The Little
I don't
Bees remix
know.
is
The
still
Killer
top.
Bee song is number 1. I mean, yeah.
We haven't heard that in a long time.
I miss the Killer Bees. The Killer Bee song's good. So.
Oh man, but anyway, I think we're at the point where we should start wrapping up. We're kind of running on fumes. That's all. It's almost 11 o'clock my time, so yeah, it's getting about that time.
I'm just Redland. I'm just happy that you finally got your Keepstar and Dell.
I know, right? That was the best part.
Like it's about time.
Did they finally name something?
I think it's called the WC Exploit Research Station. Something like that.
W.C.Exploit Research Institute. I'm docking it right now. We just got back.
William Chen Research Center.
Hey, Billy.
If you want to defect, just come on over.
Oh, I thought it stood for Winterco, not William Chen.
The guy made like all the massive pile of bookmarks for that day.
Nice.
Dude, that guy's a fucking hero.
So, Billy, what would you have done if theoretically speaking, we... Oh, am I muted? Sorry.
No,
my headset just beeped on me. If theoretically speaking, if Initiative dropped 2 more bubbles, 151 bubbles total, and CCP just came in and turned off all the bubbles in the system, and the Keepstar died, what would have been the Legacy Voltron whatever response to that, Pappy?
What?
We were just talking about this.
Billy, these guys seem to think that the
So
GMs
I've got
would have
this-
intervened if there were 151 bubbles on the grid instead of 149.
Bubbles
I've got
don't matter.
Well, I've got this headcanon that they do, and it was something where there's a magic number, and if that magic number is left unharmed, then everything is fine. But the second it goes over,
I hate to be like a lawyer on
exploit
this shit, but
territory.
it's intent, right? Is the intent of those bubbles meaningful, and does it make sense that there's that many? In this case, yes. Is the intent to leg anyone out? No.
Well,
That's the only reason they remove.
But here's the thing: the question is, it's not a question of whether it was legal or not, because who gives a shit? It happened.
It was 100% legal.
I don't care. I don't care if it was or was. It doesn't matter. The point is,
No. So like, it
Billy, the
was
hypothetical.
100% legal.
That's fine. I don't care. The point is that the question is, what would you guys have done if the GMs came in and turned them all off because they said it was not legal?
Well, that's not going to happen because we cleared it before we did.
That's not the question. Don't fight the hypo. What would you have done?
I'm not going to play with some dumb fucking game when I clearly made
So
sure that it was good to
You're
go.
not going to get a straight answer out of him, guys. I'm sorry.
Would you guys would have
Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? I'm not going to answer stupid questions.
It's not a stupid question. That's what the guys wanted to know. That's what they asked.
There is no answer. I'd be like, why did you remove them? Like,
It was my question. I thought my personal answer was that it would be hilarious if it happened, and that's what I was thinking the whole time. Is why don't you just anchor more bubbles and make it so that it's over the limit? But clearly, I am not in the know on these things. So, that being said, I think we're
Are we
about
really?
at the end of the line. Yeah, I think we are. Cause I gotta be up early for work in the morning. I don't got my normal stay up late and do whatever type shenanigans. So yeah, I think we're.
Really?
Huh? What?
Really?
What'd you say?
I said you're really an essential worker now.
I am an essential worker.
Did you guys talk at all about Cable winning the Champions thing?
No.
Absolutely not.
Who?
Oh, you woke Richard.
The collision champion of the world.
Absolutely not.
I'm surprised they didn't put an asterisk next to it. like Roger Maris or something.
What would they have said? Like, this man cheated profusely to win?
I mean, they could have done like, there's some dude, I don't remember, he won the world chess tournament by straight up just cheating. He was like number 2 in the world, playing from prison, just absolutely cheating on every move. And what they did was they kept his like position up, but it was just a blank name. It was like number 2, nobody, essentially. Anyways, side note from real life.
Seems kind of toxic, not gonna lie. So no, we didn't really talk about that because that at this point of my life, like that kind of stuff it seems kind of meaningless.
But that's to me that is exactly the same thing as the bubbles. I don't care. It happened. It's over. It doesn't matter whether it was okay or not.
Yeah, but you do care because you're mad about it. I can tell.
I don't care about the bubbles.
No.
I'm just happy that the Keepstar thing is done, so I can get a break.
Right.
I mean, the thing about the Keepstar thing is it's just a thing. It was a tactic used in a battle, just like a dozen other tactics the Imperium used. Both sides were innovating constantly throughout the course of those 5 battles. Like
exactly
the fact that this time they were a little exhausted, combined with some different tactics which they weren't expecting, which were working against the core tactics they were hoping to push through that battle. It just became what it was. Like the bubble wrap thing was never meant to be, some silver bullet to get a Keepstar online. It was just meant to like make the bomber and scepter component of their attack, ineffective, right? And the fact that it became the thing it is kind of like hilarious in the scheme of things. I think people just needed something to really kind of latch on to.
I agree with
some Kool-Aid to drink.
No, everybody just wanted to have something to spurge about. That's all. It's okay. It happens.
What's your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid there, Brisk?
Shit.
Oh yeah.
Trying to think. It's been so long since I had it. When I was a kid, I used to drink it all the time.
I've never had Kool-Aid before. I'm gonna be honest here.
I think probably lemon lime would have probably been my favorite. I would have drank that more than anything else. The red shit stains your teeth. I didn't like that. I wasn't.
Listen,
I love
fruit
punch.
I just love whatever flavor is made by the Godfather because he makes the best Kool-Aid.
Punch was my favorite because
disgusting.
it has the word punch in the name.
It's fortunately My Little Pony flavored.
That's
No,
disgusting.
don't bring mist into here.
You guys are fucking gross.
And
We had to ban My Little Pony on one of the Horde discords. All right.
It's not banned.
Pineapple pizza for the
all
win,
right, so
right?
you guys talked about the Erebus and Delve dying, I assume.
Yeah, we did.
Briefly, yeah, we think it's kind of silly that he got bumped off and kind of sad, but
Why?
because it sucks to lose something like that. Like he wasn't even at his keyboard, it sucks. It feels bad, but
Well, that's kind of how it goes in a Titan or Super.
He's dead though, so that's all that matters. Is he's a kill now.
Did we ever find out why he had his implants in his cargo hold?
That's a good question.
Only thing I could
Bought
think
it.
of was that he was just holding on to them for when he needed them. Since it was a bridge Titan, I'm assuming I think he was just he didn't need them, so he didn't have them in.
Need
Or
them
he
if
just
we had.
bought that Titan.
If we could get more clones in.
It might have been like a handout bridge Titan, and the implants were in the Titan for the handout, and he just didn't need them, so he kept them in there. So when he turned it back in, the implants could be used by somebody else.
That's actually probably the most plausible one I've heard yet, to be honest.
Yeah, Kayla and Brave told me about that. Credit to her, but.
What if all Titans were handout Titans, and they weren't things that players could actually own, but they were like rented from an alliance or corporation?
Like how they were designed to be.
Well, you've got to have a nice big Titan cache to do that, so. No comment.
Yikes. Well,
Gotta not turn off SOTIYOS for that shit.
Oh, we talked about that too, Ellie. Did you have anything you wanted to mention about the SOTIYO and MTECO?
No, I just thought it was a nice big win for us, obviously. The fact that the second most active SOTIYO and Delve got turned offline. It was like the biggest freebie we can get, in a
Really, I
while. It's
love your willingness to take credit for everything that you had nothing to do with. It is refreshing.
Okay.
We didn't even have to drop a Capstar for this.
Whoa! At what point did I take any credit for that?
You just did.
I just said
it
it
was the second biggest win for us.
It is a big one for us.
I didn't say we didn't win.
You didn't take credit from it. It's just say it benefits him. The fuck?
Not win at all. The only people that got hurt were the sucks to be them. But it had nothing to do with you guys. So don't take credit for it.
We didn't do it.
We tilted John Hartley enough to make him do it. We tilted John Hartley. Psychological warfare. We did it. We actually did it.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that you think John Hartley could get tilted, or
Or
that
that he gives a shit.
John Hartley is tilted 24 hours a day. That's his standard operating procedure. He's like he has like bitchy resting
that's the
face.
point. He's like the Hulk. That's his secret captain. He's always tilted.
Maybe you should get a spirit cage and a stabilizer. By the way, there's somebody that dragged me.
Okay.
Well, the show's almost over, so I hope they just like saying goodbye.
Yeah, no, we're gonna do our final thoughts. Unless Villa, did you have anything you wanted to bring up that was pressing? Because I know
Did we talk about the ownage this morning? The Sacrilege fleet and the Zealot fleet or whatever?
No, because that's pretty much standard now. That like if Apple Pear's leading a fleet and it gets into a fight, it's gonna feed because he's a shit FC.
Fair enough.
Like he's one of the structure bash FCs where you put him on a structure, he can kill anything. He can kill any structure, but he can't kill any fleets.
Whoa, Redline. Apple Pear's probably led more month than you have, and he probably done more with those fleets than you would have. Like that's Well, I mean, you got to go lead some fleets to find out, wouldn't you?
Probably
Who
do.
put
These
you
are
up
some
to that?
Yo,
Who the
these
fuck
are some
put you
heinous
up to that?
accusations.
Probably Vince.
I don't know. I've seen you lead like 1 fleet this month, and like, is that
But I
not
thought you quit.
incorrect?
I thought he quit the show so that he could lead more fleets.
Yeah, look, I'm leading a fleet tomorrow. You heard it here first. Come out and fight me, or don't. I don't care.
Ratting fleet again.
Nope, it's not a ratting fleet. It's
Yeah,
gonna be a
remember
real, proper
actually,
fleet.
my fleet
100%
was a
leading a
ratting
fleet
fleet.
tomorrow.
Yeah, take Rich Richmond and a Myrmidon.
You know what, Redline? I could maybe I should ask. Maybe I should get into NC. I'll show you what you're missing and what I'm capable of.
One thing you're not capable of: verbal judo. That's for sure.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you switch corporations?
I have to say that again, Billy.
Did you switch corporations?
Me? No.
Maybe they've got a doppelganger of you. Okay.
Silence.
Yeah, no, I would just shit talk him a little bit. Apparently, somebody made like a Rich Richmond like look-alike or something.
Oh no, that's just one step closer to him running for CSM.
I mean,
I'm gonna run for CSM
or-
this next cycle. Vote me for CSM. Honestly.
I mean, okay, Billy, there is a character called Poor Poorman, and I'll have you know, I own that one. So there's no doppelganger
sure
there.
about that?
Yeah, I'm sure about that.
I seem to think I own a Poorman.
Piss off.
Piss off, you melon. All right, so
Tom,
let's
is
do
it a
final
bot?
thoughts. Let's
Absolutely is a bot. That's funny.
Let's do final thoughts and call it a night, because we ran out of shit to talk about, and rather than prolong the inevitable cycle down into nothingness, let's just go out on top for once, you know. So
I mean,
so let's go
I've
from
got
the
the
top
Matani's
down.
all. If anyone
On
wants
top? On top of what?
Whatever you want to be on top of, dude. I'm an
We all
equal
know that you're
opportunity
the
on
bottom
top of.
bitch.
Anyways, we're gonna start at the top, and we're gonna work our way down through everybody in the stream, in the channel, and we're gonna do our final thoughts. Look, the Matani's not really here; he's just here so I could put a clown hair and nose on him. Okay?
Matani's stuck in the toilet.
That's the only reason that porch is there. It served its purpose well. All right. All right. So we're gonna start. Let's start with persistence. Do you have any final thoughts for us this evening?
Unfortunately, I don't think that much these days.
Okay.
I guess I could say that 42 IN is recruiting. I hope. Someone stole my ideas for Corvette fleets. I'm very sad, and that's the only thing that defines me. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Okay, great. And Jeremy, do you have any final thoughts for us tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who's watching the stream and comes out, especially from Brave. It always enlightens my heart to have people from Brave and anywhere really come on and say, hey, you know, we'd like to listen to you on the show. Just want to give a shout out to everyone who also comes on here and talks and lets me yell at them for 2 hours a day. It makes my week. So, thank you all.
All right. And Riker?
We've all had some very fun times here tonight, but just remember, always bubble wrap your keep stars.
Okay. And for anybody unaware, Riker is actually the first first showrunner other than this show to be on the New Eden Post channel. Riker, why don't you tell us about Between Two Keep Stars?
It's basically this show, but less popular.
Pretty accurate.
Okay. And when does it air?
Every 2 weeks at 2100 Eve.
How do you not know when your own show airs?
What day?
Oh, Saturday, no Sunday. Wait.
Jesus Christ.
It's fall.
All right, so we're gonna cancel Between Two Keep Stars. Just kidding. All right, Luke, I don't think I've heard you say much, but you're here, so do you have any thoughts for us?
Been pretty quiet tonight because, to be honest, there's not been much shit talking. It's been a very odd night. I'd like to know when Between Two Keeps started though, because the host doesn't seem to know.
It's every other Sunday at 2100 Eve.
That yes.
Oh, at least someone knows.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I get paid to know, so.
Sundays? What?
Huh? It's his show, dude. I'm not trying to control it. I'm just saying. All right.
Well, I figure
then,
everyone watches the Meta Show on on Saturday, so then they'll have something to watch Sunday.
That's correct.
Why did you have to say the Meta Show? Why did you have to say those words in the sentence?
That's correct.
Nobody watches the Meta Show. People just cringe at
lie.
it.
Correctus.
Meta Show went downhill ever since you stopped mentioning me on it. Just saying. Rich, do you have any final thoughts for us?
Yeah, I believe a lot of issues, both in life and in game, well, the language you use can be better improved, and I believe this book will benefit people not just in Eve, but also benefit their interactions in real life. And I'm happy to hand out copies to people. I think it's a very beneficial book, and I think Eve will be a lot more positive experience if people used its guidance a lot more.
Thank you. Brisk, do you have any final thoughts for us, Mr. Spacebar Champion?
All I have to say is that the most exciting thing that happened on the show today was that we learned about Rich Richmond Mall Cop. I'm looking forward to hearing more anecdotes about his exciting time in the security business.
It's pretty par for the course at this point, I think.
I thought it was exciting.
I'm okay with that.
Is he a professional Segway driver?
Small gang elite PvP against homeless people.
Yeesh. All right, Dom, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
Rich Richmond does hate homeless people. We established that earlier, so.
Confirmed on live TV, yeah.
That's all I got.
Okay. Sager, how about you?
Shout out to my friends, the belligerent undesirables. Keep on ganking those fuckers in high sec. And Redline 3 times a week.
I think we're gonna start off with 3 times a month.
No, it's got to be a week because that's everything.
That's what my teachers called me one time. Belligerent undesirable. I don't know what that means, but
It means to be a fucker. It's a nice way of them telling that you're a fucker.
You're a jerk and nobody wants you.
Oh, so what Twitch has been telling me this whole time?
I do have to say one more thing. Horde, they love their pineapple pizza, and I know everybody in the audience loves pineapple pizza, so shout out to pineapple pizza.
Shut up. I also hope that we're kind of going through a brony phase, and I hope that dies out soon.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome.
Whoa.
Wait a second.
What did you just say?
Huh?
His corpse going through a brony phase?
That's what he said. Yeah.
Okay.
Horde is going through a brony phase, and I hope it dies out soon.
Persistence.
It's kind of like having a
pizza for everyone.
Oh, it's kind of like going through like an emo phase, right?
Persistence. You know that next it's going to be the furry phase. Like,
Stop.
don't even deny.
Stop. Just stop. I don't want to be in this.
Bronies are furries. I mean, it's already there.
You don't want to be a furry and rubbing peanut butter on your nips in the fridge.
Well, gang, I want to thank everybody for watching the show tonight and continue to question the sanity of those who do. I hope you've enjoyed it and that you come back next week when we have another 2 hours of people talking about a lot of shit that they don't know about, which is pretty much par for the course at this point. What are you shouting out now? Didn't you
I said
shout something
be quiet. I was saying shut up as in be quiet because
We're gonna get Rich to talk about bots that are made of pineapple pizza.
Oh my god.
Why would you tell me to shut up?
Tell you what, I do actually like pineapple pizza.
Oh no, it's over, boys.
Christ.
Rich, not Rich. Redline, what are you playing after the stream today, buddy?
What?
Rich, Redline's going to bed. He's too busy in the morning.
I mean, are we playing Among Us or what?
Do you want to?
I'll
Maybe
stay
I'll
up for Among Us. I'm just saying.
Way to figure out how to play it.
Anyways, thanks for watching. This has been broadcasted live from Botchvin, and from everyone here at Trash Talk Tuesday. Have a great night, be well, and don't fucking watch the Meta Show.
Watch the Meta Show.
Bye.
See you Saturday.